Hey, good evening, friends. It's been a long time coming. We've been absent this entire week, pretty much, TTRPG-wise. I've been sick, feeling well enough tonight, though, to get this show on the road. And in a second respect, a long time coming here for Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. It's been in our Role-Playing Unlimited arsenal for just over a year now, and we're finally getting around to it. We got an excited cast of characters waiting in the voice chat right here. Looks like we're short one, so we'll see if she is able to join us tonight or not. In either event, though, let's get this rolling. Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. How's it look? Everything looking alright? I think this looks beauty-muss. Alrighty, and in 3, 2... Yes, indeed. Welcome back, friends, to Role-Playing Unlimited presents Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. I am your host, Tragically HP, coming to you live from the 100th Meridian, where the Great Plains begin. Good evening, friends. We have you 6 out of 7 here in attendance. Hopefully, Snowy is able to join us, but otherwise, good evening to the rest of you.
You know, I never thought I'd be so happy to hear that scream.
Ah!
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic compared to the rest of this week. How about yourself?
About the same, yeah. Aside from the sick kid and the sick woman, I'm rocking it.
I hear you on that. J-Man, welcome back. Hello, hello. Howdy, stranger. I know Katie was waiting. She was like, we made it at least 15 seconds without the Arnold Braunschweiger, but there it is.
Thank you.
You think this is the real Arnold? It is. Hey, Donatello.
Yeah.
What's happening? How you doing?
Not much. What's up? I was grabbing some chips and didn't realize you were here.
You said it was a chip. So where is the dip? Or am I looking at it? Oh! Remove the chain.
No, that burn.
Because that's off it.
Yo, John T, what's happening? Everybody's favorite Sith Lord, Jedi Knight. What's going on, buddy? Uh-oh. Sounds like he's trying to reply, but no volume coming through. Womp womp.
He was there earlier.
Try backing out and jumping back in. That 80% of the time will fix the issue.
How about now?
Hey, there he is. Good evening to you.
As I was saying, I was watching my son terrorize my house.
Oh gosh. Well, hopefully it's reparable. And Katie, good evening. How's it going?
I mean, like, I'm breathing, so I guess that's good.
That's one plus on the death save tracker there, to use 5e terminology. And joining us here for the second time ever, she played one game of our Enemir campaign with us a month or two ago. Welcome back now. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hey. Starting player watch goals again. What was... Goodness gracious, these allergies. Player watch goals. I don't remember that being a thing. I remember we had community milestones we were trying to do to get everybody a power, but that didn't pan out, so I created a bunch of new Beskar individual options. I have tinkered around with the idea of a new community challenge, but as of yet, the big thing is the individual challenges. The one big community challenge, I guess, and even that is an individual redemption, is if somebody wants to throw 100,000 Beskar bucks at it, you impose disadvantage on this DM for the entire session. So best I can hope for is a straight roll, but it is a pricey expenditure. It might be more worth it to spend the 50,000 and just get advantage for yourself all session. I say as an unbiased person in this exchange.
So unbiased.
Yes, indeed. So, welcome to Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen Session 1. We kind of had our Session 0 in private last week, or last bye-week, I should say, 2 weeks ago. And I was actually not present for it. Most of it happened in our text chat, some of it in voice chat, I assume. And we have here our party of adventurers. We will get to know them here in short order. And what we see here on the central map, for those of you familiar with the Dragonlance War of the Lance Chronicles trilogy, this is a familiar stomping grounds. This is where the story begins. And if you were thinking that the story would begin here, you are incorrect. The story will actually be starting over here in the Hinterlund / Estwild, the far eastern reaches of Solamnia. One of our characters calls that land home. Many of you will be familiar with this region as we get this campaign underway. In no particular order, I did not arrange these alphabetically. I just kind of arranged them left to right, and wouldn't you know it, the first character who I'm going to call upon is the one not here right now. Oh! So, she's kind of a quiet type. Yes, indeed. A bit of a mystery, an enigma, if you will. She does have green hair and appears to be of the elven persuasion. And rumor has it she's pretty handy with a bow and arrow. And she is known as Lia, L-I-A, one or the other. And yeah, J-Man, as I was saying, if you had a token you wanted to replace this with, did you already do that on your character sheet? By chance?
I think so.
Hey, you did! Fantastic. So let's remove this dude and do the replace. Same goes for any of you. If I assigned you an token here, it's just because you didn't have one already and I wanted us to be ready for our first session here. Looks like otherwise everything is set up according to Roleplaying Unlimited specs. Ba-ba-bow! J-Man, tell us a bit about your character here. Badass token, by the way.
I am a Wokan, which means of the mysterious voice amongst my people, the Plainsfolk of Abanasinia. I have elven heritage. My great-grandmother loved an elven man from Quellanestai, and so there has been half-elf heritage throughout my family line since then. So I am a bit of an outsider amongst the tribe, and never quite fit in, and I've always tried to learn the ways of the warriors of the plains, but it never was where my talents lie. My talents seem to lie with magic. For when I was young, I started to develop a talent with the magic of sound and words. And sound and words always fascinated me, more so because I was able to channel the magic of them. And because the Plainsfolk feared magic, they bundled me off and sent me to the Tower of Wayrith to learn from the mages of high sorcery, because they couldn't teach me anything about it. Of course, the mages of high sorcery, being mostly an organization of wizards, really couldn't teach me about my magic either. They just kind of taught me general knowledge and kind of guided me along the path of utilizing my magic under the guidance of the magical moons of Kryn. And because I was not a wizard and they're not really subject to their more disciplined instructions, I was given a lot more freedom, and I was able to leave the tower and travel a lot more. I became upon an older, experienced adventurer who helped me around a lot, and that led me to join up with a group, a team, if you will, of other adventurers who we had some good times and some bad times before splitting up, and then I headed home.
Very interesting. Sounds like you met one of the more reasonable members of the Tower of High Sorcery, as usually they would just brand you a renegade and join us or die, infidel! So,
I did join them.
well, things at least seem to go a little bit better in that respect.
Yeah, I believe that toned them down a little bit.
Yeah. So up next here, yeah, it's definitely contradictory because there's not a ton of lore in this module, at least in the beginning of it. Like, maybe I'll kind of stumble across things in the middle of it somehow. So a lot of my information is based on my recollection of it, which may be a little AD&D 2E. And also the book that I have for the box set, which is also AD&D 2E oriented. So, well done there with your backstory. Up next, we have Ziliana. Tell us a bit about yourself, please.
Yeah, okay, I guess. So, I feel like we have a lot of elves in this crew now, or at least a lot of people with elven ancestry somewhere down the line. But as always, I'm playing an elf of the... how's it pronounced? I lost the spelling. The Sylvestani persuasion? High elf persuasion?
Sylvanesti.
Sylvanesti, yeah. I was mostly right. Okay. Mostly right. The letters just got mixed up. It's fine. During the fall of the kingdom here, I was captured and taken prisoner, so to speak. I have since escaped and have been kind of on the run since then, stealing to get by, doing fun stabby stuff, as I am prone to do in every character I make.
The fucking trail of bodies leading from point A to point F, where she's currently at.
Joke's on you, I'm actually at point W.
Oh, damn. Which, ironically, you got turned around.
Like Clue, where you go into the closet and then you end up in the kitchen when you were in the conservatory. Yeah.
Oh, man. I was thinking it was something where you got turned around somewhere at point M and point W is almost back where point A started at. Shit!
No, I just got really dyslexic. I think I was actually at M. I just thought it was a W. But anyway, that was a fun digression we just took there. Feels like I'm teaching right now. Feels like I'm teaching right now. This is how every class goes every day. I've been driven for a while now by the need for like revenge and retribution from those who captured me and kind of took my home. And yeah, I'm scrappy. I'm wily. I'm stabby as always. I'm in it for me, you know? Like, this is about me, my people, my town, my crew. I'm gonna do what I need to do.
Oh my goodness, it's officially been redeemed. The 5-minute voice change to everybody's favorite comedian, Arno the Braunschweiger.
How's that any different?
I don't get to go back to my regular voice if I can help it. Well, thank you.
I feel like you wouldn't normally anyway.
It's not the easiest thing to do, like consistently. Eventually, you just kind of like want to go back to your regular voice because it's easier. But I digress. We have over here next everybody's favorite Knight of Solamnia, Sturm Bright. Wait, that's not Sturm. He doesn't even have a mustache. What the hell is wrong with this guy?
That's right. Sir Reginald of the Knights of Solamnia. I'm the youngest of 5 children, born to a noble household. Being the youngest, I was sent off to learn how to fight in battle and protect. During my training, I ended up being part of a group of like mercenaries, like a SEAL team type thing. Even though we all wore armor and never went into the water. Our group was ambushed and severely beaten. Lost several members of our group, including my horse Titan. And then on my way home, dragging my weary body and ruined equipment, to find out that my family was entirely destroyed by raiders while I was gone, which put me down the path of vengeance. While I was in my self-pity mode and getting into bar fights and still wearing the honorific of a knight because that's the only possession that I have left. Anyone who disrespected that ended up getting a sound beating. I carried around for years my halberd, and I am out to. You may have heard stories around different towns and villages of the wandering knight who goes and protects the innocent from those who would do them harm.
Very cool. And on the side here, just curious how deep you are with the lore, or how much you may know about the character in general. Do you happen to know what this means?
I used to many, many years ago, but I do not know at the moment.
Heard. Yeah, definitely worth reacquainting yourself with. Est Solaris oth mythos, my honor is my life. And that being said there, we will pass on to a second human in the party. Wait, everybody thought we were going back to the elves. Not quite yet. Tell us a bit about
Yeah, I did
this
forget to mention I was human. One of the few, the proud.
That's right.
The humans.
Yeah, but you're a very inhuman. This guy's a standard human. He's like the true classic D&D archetype. Human fighter, no less.
Straight up standard, buddy.
Wow.
So Alton here is actually from the land of Kur, and he's actually from one of the smaller nomadic tribes called the Hachaki tribe. They are known specifically for their horse husbandry and their swordsmanship. Now, unfortunately, due to the Khan, he was conscripted into the Dragon Army, forcibly sent to the front lines to fight in servitude. His tribe, though they were strongly against the Khan, he was one of the few selected, and he managed to get himself out of the army and was traveling across the mountains. He almost lost his life clinging to the edge. He managed to get through, and he's been haunted ever since by the actions he was forced to commit.
Very interesting. Somebody who may actually have some knowledge of the enemy ahead of time. Almost unheard of. And up next, you can't have a Dragonlance party without a Kender. Tell us about yourself, please.
Hello, my name is Esther Comet Catcher. As you can tell, I'm a Kender. I'm pretty small. I've got green eyes, brown hair. I've got pointy ears. Currently, I'm 23. So when we're about the age of 20, we go on a wanderlust. We go out and explore and search for activity and get busy getting into whatever catches our fancy at the time. But I didn't go on my wanderlust and decided to become a sorcerer in the Order of the Red Robes. So I am learning some magic, building myself up, and trying to control the urges that a Kender has, because they like to handle things from the people around them and anyone else in their vicinity or lives. But I don't really like that, and I'm trying to stray away from what kinders are known for, because I don't like the way we're portrayed, and I want to help change that. So right now I'm trying to control my impulses and urges to take things and go out wherever my heart desires on any whim.
I'm sure the Kinder handling tendencies is looked down upon in the Tower of High Sorcery.
Extra
Yeah.
incentive not to.
Yeah, very tricky bit right there. One sec here, snafu on the stream side. I got caught in a loading loop there somehow. So, yep, there we go. Quick reload back in as we attend to our final party member here, known as Faye. Tell us a bit about yourself, please. She's adorable!
Okay, thanks. Then I am a little halfling. I was found as a toddler in the forest of the Corinesti. Is it? No, Sylvanesti, sorry. And
cool.
it was a couple of old Sylvanesti elves living in the woods. The woman was archdruid. The man was an alchemist. And the woman disappeared in a portal when I was 16, and the man died in the war when the army came to destroy the Sylvanesti forest and nation. So I was left all alone, and then I got away from the forest since I had no one, and soon after the forest got destroyed. And since then, I'm just wandering around.
Fantastic. Thank
Sorry,
you
my
so
English
much
is really
for
bad.
that. Very nice. So that is 6 of our 7 characters. Again, we do still have Leah yet to be introduced. We will see just what happens with that. And once upon a time, we did have a dwarven cleric part of this party, but real life gets in the way sometimes, and that's just how it is. All right, so first and foremost, I told you guys about the inspiration cards. First and foremost with these cards, I'm going to deal one of these to each of you here. Gotta do this individually because we have one player missing. Womp womp. Alright.
I took too long to find it. I was going to sad horn for you and I missed it.
There we go. Alright, so each of you should have one of these cards. I cannot see what they are. I believe if they're set correctly, you should be able to see what everybody else has, but the trick with this one is they're all the same card. These are vanilla inspiration cards. There is a heroic option on there as well, if I recall correctly. But whenever you get one of these general cards, they are treated just as vanilla inspirations. So, as intended, you do have to declare their use before the die is rolled. These are awarded to each of your characters as an early bird award for this particular session, as each of you were here at the kickoff time and not late.
Woot woot.
Yeah! So let's get that out of the way, and then, yes, back over here to Vogler, which is going to be near the starting point of our campaign. And as mentioned, your characters will not be starting off together. We do all know each other from previous adventuring experience. Thank you so much for the cheers there, friends, and the follows. Hope you're all having a good, if not a great, start to your weekend here. And in our previous adventuring days, let me just get a look-see at this. If you've not yet scrolled through the journal to the bottom side of it, to the player art handouts thing, I definitely recommend taking a look at that. There's just some good flavor stuff in there, in addition to the general art itself. Some of it is very pertinent to the locations that we're going to be at. This is one right here, the Gnome Flinger. Yep. Woo! That'll be a fun little ride if we decide
Badass.
to...
I'm small enough. I'm small enough.
Are you trying to at me right now?
Yeah, if we decide to take a ride on that, that could be a bit of fun. And for any of our wizard characters interested in the test of high sorcery, or arcane characters, I don't think we have any wizards. We have a sorcerer, I believe.
It's a trap!
Ah!
Well, as a bard, I'm an arcane caster too. That's why I'm part
Yeah,
of the order.
exactly. Alrighty, so for 2 of your characters, you will actually be starting off separate here. And as mentioned, as part of our previous adventuring together, we all came to know one Ispin Greenshield quite well. He is a boisterous fellow, a human who somewhat espoused the ideals of a Knight of Solamnia, but was perhaps a bit too carefree and gaudy to truly be considered one of their number. But at the time of your groups adventuring together, he was one of your best fighters, and known specifically for his green shield that he claimed was a gift from a unicorn in a far-off forest that he couldn't quite remember the name of. His tales were always tall and outlandish, to say the least.
When the ale flows, most stories are.
Indeed. So 2 of our characters, as mentioned, we're going to be starting off separately here, but let's do a little prelude to the campaign setting itself. Just some flavor here for what we can expect. The Dragon Queen's conquest of Ansalon has begun. The eastern half of the continent has already fallen, and the Red Dragon Army has tested its forces against isolated and fractious lands. The Dragon Army now turns its attention to the west, to the land of Solamnia, a nation known as the home of knights and heroes. Now the true war begins. This story tells the tale of the Dragon Army's first strike into Solamnia and thrusts a group of heroes into the path of a world-altering war.
I feel like there should have been a dun-dun-dun.
Other general stuff there. This is kind of a weird one in that Chapter 1 of the adventure is character creation, so it's not even necessarily Session 0, even as we did it. The Chapter 1 for the adventure is officially character creation, so congratulations! We've made it past Chapter 1. We have but 6 chapters left to complete this campaign.
Wow, that's the furthest I've made in a book. I'm kidding.
What the fuck?
Kidding.
And just checking through character connections. Yes. So here are some other details about Ispin Greenshield. What we do know about him in his current day is that he has retired to the village of Vogler. So right here on the center screen, alongside the beautiful riverfront there, nice temperate climes. As already stated, he took his name from a distinctive green shield he found early in his adventuring career. He claimed the shield was magical, but it had no obvious magical properties. The big-hearted Ispin loved telling tall tales of his travels to anyone who would listen. And sometime after your adventures came to a conclusion, he formed a second adventuring band, if you will, much smaller than the original. Himself a human knight of Solamnia named Becklin, and a hill dwarf warrior named Kujal. These two featured in many of Ispin's stories over fighting sea monsters and goblin raiders. And years ago, he retired, becoming a permanent resident of a little-known village in Solamnia, again, called Vogler. And let's see here, just to further establish some additional connections. These may or may not come into play. It's really just kind of flavor at this point. Perfect. There are 6 of you here. So, each of you roll a percentile. D100, please. 222, 22, 22. Woo, woo, woo.
Ooh, that's 6 though.
Oops, did I made it? I don't know.
You rolled 2 D100.
Yeah, I guess we'll just take the first one. 22. Oh, but then you rolled another one there above it, 82. How about that? So 56, 82, 29, a whole 6. 73, 57, and that's it. So our highest...
Yeah, I'm playing Alternity.
Haha, yes indeed.
Not golf, buddy. It's not golf.
Well, wouldn't you know it, in this instance, it actually is.
Oh, no.
So, Mr. Number 6 is going first here. And, let's see, you are half-elf, yeah?
Correct. Half Quellinista, half Plainsfolk of Benesindia.
Fantastic. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Why not? Especially being the bard. Your initial encounters with Ispin were perhaps not the most favorable, but eventually you turned the corner.
Bro, what's up, bro?
Bro,
Bruh.
that's my chick. No, bro, that's my chick. Bro, are you my bro? Yeah, bro.
And then let's
The real
see.
treasure was the friendships they made along the way.
Yes, indeed.
Stop.
29 is our second one. That'll be our Kinder. Yep. This one fits that perfectly. Your homeland is a bit removed from these areas. He once visited your homeland, bringing with him goods and stories from far-off lands. He taught you much about the world, especially since your character was not quite ready to go see it yourself.
Beautiful.
And anytime your character may roll history or things that involve lore, that may be a way to tie it into good Mr. Ispin here. And let's see, 29. Looks like 56. Hi. Alrighty. Well, this is kind of a known, and more than one of you can make this claim, but only one of you can make the claim to it was just the two of us against the leader of the Goblin Raiders. And the two of us are still living, and the leader of the Goblin Raiders is not.
Nice. That sounds very valid for Alton.
Right. Our Paladin Knight of Solamnia. Let's see here. I think this is appropriate. At one point in time, a valuable family heirloom had been stolen from you, and you had all but given up on it because there's just no way to possibly track who took it. But Ispin had resources and a bit of a better ear to the ground. And thus it was that he returned to you your valuable family ring, which is worth 50 gold pieces.
Cool. Yeah, because I mean, again, raiders destroyed my family's home and everything like that, so that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe in the midst of all that, your stuff was stolen as well. And then let's see, now actually rolled the highest, I believe. Yep, Katie would be next. And we have 2 left here. I think so. We will throw this one here. This was the backstory for Katie involved with Ispin. He was a family friend, and once during a season he taught you... Well, let's take a look at your sheet and see just what we might connect. I doubt it's how to pick locks or pick pockets. Something tells me sneak attack is not his forte either. Yes, he taught you Draconic. So anytime Draconic comes up, that is definitely something that you link to your old family friend. And last but not least, our Halfling Druid.
Yep.
We had a bit of a different thing here. I don't think they were actually your parents. I think they were just more your custodians from the way it sounded.
No, parents, but adopted.
Oh, gotcha. So he was a close friend of them before they were killed or died, and you've known him pretty much your entire life.
Okay.
Alrighty. So with that being said, yep. Now that we know a bit about this guy and kind of feel like we can get to know him and can't wait to meet him, it is with great regret that each of you receive the following letter in the field, at your home, wherever it is that you happen to be, roughly about the same time. As we see here, dear friend, I am Becklin Uth Viharan. I've heard much about you from our mutual friend, Ispin Greenshield. It grieves me to share the news that our dear friend Ispin passed away peacefully here at his home in Vogler. May fortune and the old gods protect his soul. Ispin's friends are holding a memorial for him in the manner he always wanted. It will take place here in Vogler on the eve of the Kingfisher Festival. I write to ask you to do Ispin one last honor and attend. Should you come, accommodations will be available at the Brass Crab. Though the circumstances are sad, I am eager to meet you, and through our memories to revel in the life of our great friend. Becklin Uthviharan, Knight of the Crown. And, right, so, this is our first path right here. Are we going to, play the module, or do we just kind of want to wander onto the map, sandbox it, and just do what we're going to do?
Oh man,
Well,
we're totally just gonna
oh,
go
shit.
attack something random.
Fuck!
Obviously.
Why did I give the option? Haha, salt on the wounds.
I don't know. Kingfisher means food. I'm in.
Yep. Food.
Sure. I'm probably in the neighborhood somewhere, beating the snot out of someone that needs it. So, yes, I shall go in my full regalia.
My home is quite far, so I hope this letter got to me in time. It's gonna take me a minute to get there.
I'm probably
Just
gonna
a short
bring
spell.
my own boar.
Your what?
My boar.
Oh, your boar? Gotcha.
My own food.
Heard. I heard she named it Aurora Borealis.
No.
I hate that I enjoyed that. I really hate that I liked that.
That's like one of the only times I've had one of those jokes on the spot. I'm surprised Don didn't come up with it.
I
That
was
joke.
thinking along those lines, but Sir Reginald would never debase himself to such mindless joviality.
I respect that. I respect that very much. Keeping it in character. All right, so we have some preludes here to take care of. These will get our characters to level 2 here very quickly over the next half hour to an hour, depending on how quickly it takes. We are going to do this in 3 separate groups. The first group here, I'm going to roll a die 3. Yes, that's how you do it. Number 3 is... Alright, if you are of the arcane persuasion, which if I've done my homework would be John and Justin.
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
This prelude applies specifically to you. And let's see, that's the wrong one. That would have been awkward. Alright, so we already have some attachment to the Tower of High Sorcery. This is going to link further into that. May seem a bit like a backtrack as well, in some respects. The Mages of High Sorcery harness the magical power of the 3 moons of Kryn. Solinari the White, Lunatari the Red, and Nuatari the Black. Those blessed by the moons might show talent for magic, and with proper training become apprentice mages. But to be accepted into one of the robed orders, a mage must officially join the Mages of High Sorcery, and be subjected to the test of High Sorcery, wherein their dedication to the magical arts is challenged. Failing the test can be deadly, but those who dare to seek magical power without passing the test are branded renegades and enemies of the Mages of High Sorcery. Just exactly how deep that goes depends on which headmaster you get on the bad side of. Every year and a half, the moons of Kryn align in an event known as the Night of the Eye. This prelude unfolds during one of these fateful nights, shortly before these 2 characters head to Vogler. This occurs at the Barb, a centuries-old spire where promising apprentice mages go to test their magic. It is located anywhere in the world that befits your story, namely because, like the towers themselves, they can transport place and time. It was built before the Cataclysm by the Mages of High Sorcery, but its intended purpose is lost to time. Many extra-dimensional spaces within it remain active, although they're accessible only during the Night of the Eye. Tonight is an important night. Ahead rises the Barb, a jagged, half-ruined spire of gray stone. Many who aspire to join the Mages of High Sorcery have come here to prove their magical proficiency. The Barb is usually nothing more than a ruin, its construction predating the Cataclysm. But tonight, on the Night of the Eye, when Kryn's 3 moons align, the ruin is alive with magic once more. Soft light shines from the archway leading into the structure. You are both aware that you're here to participate in a test, and that if you succeed, you will learn the next steps to joining the Mages of High Sorcery. You also know all of the information that I gave during the introduction there. The arch opens into a large atrium lit with flaming sconces and adorned by grand tapestries depicting Kryn's 3 moons. Doors circle the room. The light of the moons cascades through broad windows high above. At the center of the room stands a serene-looking woman with long gray hair and red robes. She nods as you enter. Good evening. I am known as Rovina. I am the caretaker of the Barb. You stand within a place of ancient power. During this most holy night, magic flares to life to test would-be mages such as yourselves. As she continues to ramble on about the sanctity of the place and your somewhat unworthiness of being here at the lowly level of 1. As you examine the tapestries, your eyes kind of wander around. You recognize the 3 moons, their relation to the orders of the mages of high sorcery. And your passive perception likewise reveals that while the doors in this room should lead outside, no other entrances into the barb were visible from the exterior before you came in here. And she leads the 2 of you to a door. To pass tonight's test, you must face the trial. This is only accessible for this night. It will require your utmost magical talent, but it carries none of the dangers of the true test of high sorcery. This is but the foundation for the real test. Your goal is to complete the challenge presented in the room. You have until the end of the night, at which point the room will vanish, expelling the 2 of you. She opens the door, revealing a portal filled with swirling amber light. She directs both of you to face the trial and enter the portal together.
I'll smile over at Esther and be like, "Oh, at least we won't be alone this time, right?"
Well, let's go.
I'll step through.
All right. The door opens into a wide rotunda with black stone floors and walls carved with elaborate runes. The interior is empty save for a single pedestal at the room's center. Atop the pedestal, an ornate key balances on its tip. Behind you, the door you entered through vanishes. On the opposite side of the room, an identical closed door appears. The room appears to be about 100 feet in diameter. The door on the wall opposite of both yourselves and the pedestal at the center. And otherwise, this appears to be the challenge before you.
You think we gotta move that key into that door?
It seems straightforward enough, but the room is otherwise empty. I'm concerned.
Can I do like an Arcana check? See if there's anything special and magical that's maybe hidden in the room or something?
A jelly donut?
Yeah, you can give it a go.
Beautiful.
You're definitely sure there's something magical about this area, but just what it is, you cannot begin to put a finger on.
I sense something.
Well, obviously, we're in an extra-dimensional space. I'm gonna just, take a moment to kind of look, but more so, listen to the sounds in the room, see if there's, maybe something I can pick up on.
Okay. Perception it up. It sounds very hollow and almost like you're in an echo chamber. So you kind of feel like, even though it's a kind of an expansive chamber, it's maybe smaller than it appears to be.
The sound isn't traveling the way it should in this kind of space. Perhaps it is a trick of the eye to make it seem bigger than it is?
Well, let me walk towards that key, and you tell me if it looks like I'm getting far really quickly.
That's clever. We'll do that.
All right, I walk to the key.
All right. You take 1 point of embarrassment damage as a mere 5 feet in front of you, your nose collides with an invisible wall, and you realize that you are. Oh, yeah, this wall is a big wall, and as you're kind of feeling around it, yeah, you appear to be inside of an invisible maze of sorts.
There's a wall here.
I see that. I'll reach out and touch it as well.
Yes, indeed. Even less discernible than a wall of force.
Let me see how much of this I can possibly reveal to us. And I will say some words slowly under my breath and illuminate.
How about that? That is one of the perfect spells to cast here. Fairy Fire outlines the wall perfectly. And now that you can see the walls perfectly, it seems to be a pretty... You're confident you can navigate the maze. You can see all of the walls, and because they're invisible and you're able to kind of see from one passage to the next, seems like it'll be pretty straightforward. Go ahead,
Does that
roll.
cover the whole thing?
It covers enough of it from your entry point to the point of the key.
Okay, I was gonna say, 'cause I know this didn't cover the whole room.
Right.
Like, oh, well, that's most helpful. Shall we?
We shall.
Go ahead, roll investigation checks, or one of you who's better can just roll it with advantage if you want to team up on that.
My int is bear. What is yours?
I've got a +2 to my investigation.
Oh, you go ahead. I'll help you.
Excellent. Oh, yeah. You could see lesser mages easily spending an hour or two in here just trying to feel their way through and perhaps trying to cast spells like Light or Detect Magic, which you could see validity to Detect Magic. It would definitely help identify some of the walls, but you feel like Fairy Fire or See Invisibility are probably the go-to spells to get you through this challenge. And it takes you about 3 minutes. Take a right, take a left, yada yada, loop, and you're right to the key.
That's funny, because Fairy Fire is not a wizard spell.
Nice.
Bards and druids.
You think with the invisible walls we maybe shouldn't touch the key directly?
Well, can you, like, detect or identify magical essences?
Not innately.
Well, let's observe it. Let's take a look at it, see what we can figure out about it.
Definitely an ornate key. Not obviously magical, but it is kind of standing on its point, so there's definitely something odd about it in that respect. Arcana not revealing much about the key aside from it's definitely pertinent to the challenge in some way.
Can I take a dagger and swipe it over the top, like the air above the key?
Sure. You do so. It does not disturb the key in any way.
Interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and use Mage Hand to pick up the key just in case.
Okay.
Does anything happen?
As soon as the mage hand touches the key, the fairy fire behind you reveals that the walls of the maze vanish.
So we can just go ahead and head towards the opposite end of the door.
It would seem to be the case. You didn't have vision on the walls on that side of the maze, but the side that you do have vision to is completely gone now. The fairy fire does reveal that.
Okay, then I'll just move the mage hand 30 feet towards the door and see if it hits a wall.
All right. It does not. It makes it clear across the rotunda and another 15 feet or so, and it'll be to the door itself.
It seems the walls have disappeared.
It would appear so. I will cautiously follow the key.
Yep, and take the key, go to the rest of the way to the door, and not insert it until we're like 5 feet in front of the door.
All right, and as you make it to the door, you note that there are carvings on the wall around the presumed exit of the rotunda. They are definitely magical runes, and you may try an Arcana check if you so wish. Damn! Nothing doing with those. This is perhaps a bit more of an advanced magic than you currently have access to. You're confident if you wanted to sit here for an hour or so, you could probably figure it out.
Would comprehend languages help at all?
I would say so.
'Cause I can, as part of the initiate of High Sorcery Feat, I have that spell once per day,
Oh.
as well as a spell slot. So I'll just
Cool.
cast comprehend languages.
All right. The runes on the wall are an arcane cipher for the knock spell, and it would appear that reading from the wall would allow you to cast the spell as if casting it from a spell scroll of knock, except that the spell on the wall is not consumed. So, seems that you have two options before you that may open this door, one being the golden key, one being to just cast the spell off of the wall.
Okay, I feel like I want to roll an insight to see if maybe one of these is like the wrong way to go or something. Like if it's testing like which way you do it or something.
Sure. Go ahead and give it a try. Hey, how about that? You're confident that they are watching to see which choice you make, but you don't think that either one of them would be deemed wrong or better, just that they would probably categorize you one way or the other depending on which you choose.
Okay, so I'll say to Esther, it would appear that they have given the potentials two potential ways to get through the door. Make your way through the maze and get the key, or figure out this cipher and use the knock magic to open the door. So I could do the knock from this, or you can use the key. Which do you prefer?
I'm gonna take this key, put it in my pocket, and you go ahead and read that inscription there.
Very well, I doubt they'll let you keep that, or I doubt the room will let you keep that. That's how the magic of these places work. But I will happily use this word of power to open this door.
Do you know what the word is?
Fusroda.
A bird, bird, bird. Bird is a word.
So yeah, I'll
Bird.
go ahead and do the knock scroll thing.
Fantastic. That will open the door, allow you to exit, and the key vanishes once the door is unlocked one way or the other, whether the key is used.
Rough.
And it's been maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes inside of the challenge here. So Rovina is obviously impressed, and congratulations on passing this challenge. Your apprenticeship is officially complete. You are now ready to take the next step on your path to becoming true members of the Mages of High Sorcery. She passes an ornate scroll to each of you, as well as a spell book emblazoned with the symbol of the Mages of High Sorcery.
Neither of us are a wizard.
Right? The books are for your use, such as you are able to make use of them, either as spell books or to fill with your discoveries, your musings. The scrolls are meant for a mage that you will meet at some point on your journey. A mage named Wyhan, who resides in the city of Kalaman, near Vogler. He is a black-robed mage of a high order. Kalaman is located nearby your destination of Vogler. How it is that she knows you're headed there? Magic, probably.
What'd you say the guy's name was?
Wyhan. Wyhan. Take the scrolls to Wyhan. I must emphasize and strictly inform you that you must not open the scrolls under any circumstances, or as the contents are meant for Wyhan only. That is correct.
I will put the scroll in my backpack.
Alrighty. And that will conclude our first prelude here. And for our two participating characters, congratulations. And you are now level 2. Woo, 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 woo.
Beautiful.
I guess be a little leveled up. I would kind of, when we're leaving that, I'd look over at Esther and be like, did that seem like it was too easy to you?
I don't know, man. Without you, I probably wouldn't have passed it.
Give yourself more credit. You're clever.
I just wish I could have kept that key.
Probably would have been pretty cool, huh?
On to our second prelude here. This involves a single player character. Only one of you in this campaign so far is of the type that may call upon the favor of the gods. Say hello to Broken Silence, featuring our Paladin of Solamnia. For hundreds of years, the world of Kryn has been bereft.
Hold on. There's a druid in the party as well.
Yes, there is.
Yeah?
Just saying, that's divine magic, and I don't know if anybody plans on playing a ranger.
Correct. We do have a ranger as well, but druids and rangers don't necessarily call upon gods, and this is specifically related to the gods themselves.
Ah, okay. Just making sure, because it was like the vines. I'm like, they're all the
Right,
vines.
right. Yeah, that's the difference between the divine side and the arcane side in this respect. So, anyway, for hundreds of years, the world of Kryn has been bereft of those who call upon the favor of the gods. Legends say deities turned away from the world after the cataclysm, and the prayers of the few who remember them have been met with silence ever since. But that silence is soon to be broken. A chosen few hear the call of the gods and awaken to their power. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Just checking here.
Okay.
All right. This is actually a recurring divine vision that you have had, going as far back to childhood. In this vision, you stand at the center.
I didn't even realize I was a paladin at that point.
You didn't. You just knew there was something special about you. In this vision, you stand at the center of a forest clearing. Clashing steel echoes from the thicket beyond. As you look around, you realize piles of bodies cover the ground. One of the fallen clutches something against their chest. You're not sure what it is, but you feel the urge to reach for it. Before you can, the object glows and then flashes with intense light. You awaken after the vision, and you find nothing is out of the ordinary. You do realize that the vision, or the object in the vision, was an amulet, but the design upon it is one that you do not recognize. The echoes of battle, they've never rang true to anything that's happened in your real life, but they've always felt like a bad omen and preceded bad events in your life. Prior to this vision, you were traveling alone to Vogler. You stopped to make camp near a forested path. After experiencing this vision, you awaken to find that your camp has been sacked and many of your belongings missing. This is a familiar sight. You're the only one here. Nobody else seems to be in sight. As you kind of glance around, you see a trail of food, cloth, and discarded familiar trinkets that lead into the brush out of sight.
Okay, I'm gonna look around for my weapons.
Found.
Okay, and my armor, because I probably wasn't sleeping in my armor.
It's in pieces, but yep, there's one piece, there's another one. Sure.
Okay, so they broke my chainmail apart.
Yes, they dechained it.
No.
No,
I
it
had
is
a lot of time while I was sleeping.
it's in one piece. It's just up in a tree.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to get it out of the tree,
Sure.
and then I'm gonna spend some time. I'm gonna put on my armor, grab my weapon, my halberd. I'm gonna. Do I have my backpack still that I put my javelins in, or is that gone?
That is currently gone. Keep it
Okay,
on your
so all I
sheet
have is
though.
my halberd.
Correct.
Right.
Keep your items on your sheet, but for the time being.
Okay, so I'm going to follow this trail of carnage, trying to pick up some of my stuff, and as I go along.
All right. You do continue to pick up trinkets and other rations and what have you as you make your way over the next 100 feet. You find your belongings discarded in the middle of the forest. Nothing seems to be damaged, and as you sort through everything, nothing is missing. There's no sign of what brought your possessions here.
Oh, by the testings of Carrie Jolith. All right, I'm gonna go and head to get my possessions and try to reorganize everything again.
Alrighty. Well, as you are sorting through all of your items, you find an item that closely matches the amulet from your vision. And as in your vision, you feel inexplicably drawn to the item.
I'm gonna reach out to try to pick it up.
Alright, as you touch the amulet, a pulse of divine energy ripples from you, causing the amulet to vanish from your hands. The pulse flattens the surrounding vegetation, creating an unusual clearing, similar to the one in your vision. The cleared plants also reveal overgrown ruins nearby. A crumbling stone structure lies among the undergrowth. Its roof is pierced by the trunk of an immense tree, but its walls are mostly intact. A large empty doorframe leads inside.
Okay, I'm going to light one of my torches and head towards it.
All right. You feel supernaturally drawn towards the place as if a familiar voice were calling your name. As you approach the door, you hear faint voices inside. The tree, visible from outside, breaks through the ruin's marble floor and stretches through the collapsed ceiling. Around it, broken statues line the remaining walls, standing in crumbling alcoves. Roll a religion check. Oh, yeah. You instantly recognize these once larger-than-life depictions of several of Kryn's deities. Most notably, you instantly spot Kari Jolith, but Paladine and Mishakal are also prominent among those who you recognize. Instantly recognizing the statue of the god whose symbol you just found, you recognize the symbol on that holy symbol to be a simple claw or a fang, something in that respect. That seems to be the holy symbol of Kari Jolith. Shortly after entering the room, a faint glow begins emanating from the statue of Kari Jolith. It coalesces around the ruined statue, creating a spectral semblance of what the statue looked like in the past. The holy symbol also appears in the statue's hand, as if awaiting for you to take it.
I'm going to approach solemnly. I'm going to lay my halberd down on the floor next to me, and I'm going to kneel before the statue with my head bowed.
You feel convinced that you hear the direct voice of the deity in your thoughts. It is inviting you to take the holy symbol and become its herald in the world. It wants you to carry this power and divine message into the world now when Kryn needs it most.
I will stand, head still bowed, and I will reach out with both hands and pick up the amulet as if it was like the most delicate flower I've ever seen.
Awesome. Let me take a look-see. No. Well, it's not easily located in the module itself. So let's just take a look at the Wikipedia entry for Kari Jolith. As the god of courage, honor, justice, and unity. He is the patron of all the warriors who fight in the name of holiness and justice. He is representative of the virtues of courage, and honor. In essence, he is the god of holy warfare. Notably, he is the son of Paladine and Mishakal, and the twin brother of Habakkuk. He is also brother to Solinari, one of the moon deities. Kari Jolith is close with most of the gods of good, particularly Paladine and Habakkuk, but has the least in common with Branchala. Kari Jolith is closest to Reorx and Shinare among the gods of neutrality, and is especially opposed to Sargonus, who he sees as his rival, and Hidukel because of his lies and deceit. He promotes courage and justice, and is the spirit of honorable battle. He is not a warlike god, however, but supports war when is necessary to maintain integrity. He promotes strength of spirit in times of peace. He is the courageous spirit of bonds among mortals. He was one of the three patron gods of the Knights of Solamnia, and their patron deity for the Knights of the Sword. He is also revered among the Minotaur people as the Emperor, and is their second most worshipped deity. And let's just check.
I accept this gift and I accept this quest that you place upon me.
Excellent. Having accepted the holy symbol, you feel a rush of divine power coursing through your very soul. And as soon as you exit and leave sight of the temple, the structure vanishes behind you, instilling with it Level 2!
Hooray! Do, 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 do.
Easy peasy. So now that that is taken care of, that is 3 of our 6 characters. And wouldn't you know it, our third group here contains the other 3 characters. This is known as the Scales of War Prelude. Let's just check through here. At some point during your travels, whether in a town or on the road itself, the 3 of you eventually found each other's company. You've already reunited. You've already got a jump start on the bonding over everybody else, and you're peaceably making your way down the road here in this small woods, when you hear a quivering scream from around the next corner. Ah! Please help! A young man shouts as he rushes around a bend ahead and races towards you.
So I guess I'm here.
Yes.
I
Yes.
immediately
Now Katie and Logan.
draw the scimitar and ready my shield.
Ready to combat position.
All right.
Analyzing.
This guy is visibly terrified and appears even less coherent now that he seems to perceive you as a threat, as he seems terrified of whatever's behind him and now scared of what he's found in front of him.
I yell to him, "Get behind me!"
Come down and tell us what's happening or knocking you out.
He makes his way around behind you there, and after the next moment or so, after hyperventilating, he finally realizes that he's not being chased by anything. Okay. So, my name's Reese, and I was hired by a group of soldiers to travel with them and care for their horses. I don't know too much about the soldiers, but I heard them talking about enemy troops that supposedly in this region. And just a few moments ago, the soldiers were attacked by these black cloaked figures. I didn't get a good look at them. I just hid in the brush, and while the soldiers were fighting, when one of the things spotted me, I just took off running, and I thought for sure they were behind me. Yeah. Are you? He kind of seems to note you're armed and ready for combat status. Will you come help the soldiers?
Look, we're only 2 here. I don't think we can fight many soldiers.
You're forgetting about Kat. She's here as well. But, sir, you said one of the things. Are they something other than human?
I don't know what they are. They're cloaked. They could be monsters. They could be bandits. I don't know.
I look back at the other 2, and at the same time I ask him, how many were there? Kind of looking at them to see what they're gauging the situation as.
Half a dozen, maybe?
With the fact that we don't know what it is, what they are, it's a bit dangerous to go.
Oh, come now. Don't you want a little adventure, a little sense of interest? Lead the way, man.
Okay. Just keep those weapons drawn. These things might come out at any second. It's about a half mile down the road.
Without making it overly obvious, I'm still keeping a close eye on him at the same time.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm
gonna
staying
walk in the
behind.
back of the group.
Oh, I was doing that, but okay, fine. I'm in the middle, I guess.
Fine,
Together,
you two
together
can
it's
get behind
fine.
me. It's okay. Get behind me.
Yeah, he'll walk kind of abreast with the lead fighter, but he definitely doesn't want to take point, it seems. So as he leads you down the road, you eventually come to approach the place that he is talking about, the site of the ambush. And pointing ahead, he just seems to freeze in his track. And it's just up ahead. Please.
Is there some point of view high enough? Like a tall tree close?
There's plenty of trees around, but you don't know just how far through the trees it'll be till you get to the spot.
No, I mean something high enough that I can climb in it to see far.
I hear you. What I'm saying is that there are, but if the site is still far enough ahead, the only thing you're gonna see really is more tree canopy.
Okay.
Am I able to roll like an insight to see if this guy's actually being honest or something like that? Like see if he has any like malicious intent.
Sure. Holy shit!
Wow, we
Damn.
are starting out strong.
This guy is completely on the up and up.
Okay, in that case, I kind of look at him and I say, "You stay right here. I'll deal with this." And
Yeah,
I start
that's
walking
good thing
forwards,
about-
whether or not my allies are following.
I'm gonna like shout up ahead, like, do you trust
Yeah.
him?
I'm following.
I trust him as far as I can throw him, and he looks scrawny enough I can throw him far.
Then it means nothing.
It means I can throw him far, which means I trust him as far as I can throw him. Just come with
There's
me.
nothing
I
else.
never understand you
I'm-
elves. Just follow.
He presses himself up against a tree and just keeps pointing. It's maybe 2 minutes maybe.
As I'm walking forwards, I have my shield and scimitar readied in a similar fashion to what you would see like in real life Spartan kind of style.
Okay.
And I'm also muttering something under my breath as well.
Excellent. Alrighty. And as you're approaching the site, our druid does spot a very tall tree that will give a great vantage point of this site. It's pretty close to the site itself, so you may spend the first round still ascending the tree. But if you like, I will start you off already in that process. That's for now. If you want to be climbing the tree.
Yes, I do. Sorry, I forgot to speak.
Oh, no worries. Okay, you changed your token. 1 second, I gotta change that
Yeah,
here.
I didn't find spider climb, so
Yeah, no worries. Cool. It's all set. Fantastic. All right. A wrecked wagon. What? A wrecked wagon lies toppled, surrounded by armored corpses. Strange figures pick through the remains. From beneath the figures' dark cloaks jut scaly wings and sharp reptilian features.
Upon seeing that, I let out a low growl. Nothing loud enough they'd be able to hear, but just enough that symbolizes the anger welling within me. And I mutter something else to myself and glance towards the halfling going up the tree, glance back at the elf, and I kind of like nod towards like, let's do this.
I'm just gonna like roll my eyes and go with it.
Are they facing away from me currently?
They're constantly in movement. If you're trying to be stealthy, go ahead and roll stealth.
Yeah, so I'll sidestep off the path to kind of move through the like brush, so to speak, and try and stealth my way up a little bit closer.
Wow.
I got my nat 1, baby.
There it
Here
is.
we
Wow.
go.
Just wow. I managed better in heavy armor. Not really.
Oh, I'm
It's-
well known
that
around
doesn't
here
get-
for my nat 1s and my shitty rolls. Like my thing.
At least
Katie.
you started off strong.
Katie goes
Well,
to
your
light.
heavy armor also gives you disadvantage, so you got the 4.
You
Yeah,
got a natural one as well.
That's why I was like, yeah, I did better. Not really.
Both of you go to light up your stealth cigarettes and inadvertently light the fireworks that you've brought with you. All right,
It happens to the
so
best of us.
the
We're doing good,
Draconians
Katie.
are wearing armor blazoned with an evil symbol, which, depending on our character's religious knowledge, we may identify at some point later on here.
Would I recognize it from my history with the draconic type races?
There is a some familiarity to it, but to keep the Draconians fresh in the module, we're going to restrict your and any
Gotcha.
character's imprisonment really to like the goblin and the lower
Okay.
tier sorts of things. So you recognize the symbol, not necessarily the creatures.
With my fumbling and fuckery, that is my attempt at stealth. Would I be able to attempt? Actually, no. I have my scimitar out. Never mind. I can't whip out the crossbow. Ignore me.
Heard. Yeah, once these foes notice your group's approach, one of them, who seems to be in command, gestures some kind of order at the two of the other cloaked creatures, and then starts to slip away with two others accompanying him.
Was
Just
Sorry.
where that goes. What's up?
was it draconic?
It is, yes.
Because I speak draconic.
No.
Same. I also speak Draconic.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean draconic. It is not in draconic.
Okay.
I was thinking draconian draconic. I got a little stumbled there, but no.
Gotcha.
Let me just triple check. Comment. Oh, nope, they do see draconic. They don't have their own language anymore. So yes, indeed. We are. He is ordering two of them to attack, and that's pretty much it. Kill those fuckers.
Coward runs from fighting. No wonder they had my kin fight for them.
We could chase.
Alright, so this one I have built a little map for to avoid
Woohoo.
any confusions as
We're
to
special.
locations and what have you. So, what was meant for a theater of the mind is not how we'll be playing it. I don't think the API is set correctly, but let's check. Hell no, it's not. Everybody go ahead and click your token, and then click your character sheet and roll your initiative.
Ta-da!
Wait. Hey, I did it.
Heck yeah. Alright, so looks like this dude over here is going first. This is the leader of the Draconians. And what little we can make out of it through its cloaked figures. Definitely some reptilian features. And it is gonna move. Oh yeah, this thing is pretty quick as well. It's got a 40-foot base movement. So
Jesus.
it is off the map and then some. As it just goes skulking into the the underbrush, as it were. And at this point, about 15 feet high up in the tree. First turn at the Dragonlance table is Faye. Go right ahead.
How many feet I am away?
What's that?
How many feet between them and me?
The closest one looks to be 40 feet away.
Okay.
Each square is 5 feet. There's a measuring tool on the left side of the virtual tabletop as well that you can use. Oh, looks like mine doesn't even show for the players. That doesn't help.
No,
I'm
you're
saying
good, Joe.
Oh, good.
what?
Oh,
I'm
go
saying
ahead.
Basra for Fairy Fire.
You're casting Fairy Fire?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, post the spell.
Yeah. Give me a second.
All right. Where are you casting it at? Anywhere within 60 feet would be pretty much all the way out to here. You're casting it on the wagon itself. So these two guys here. The ones who are advancing to fight are the ones who will be caught in the area of effect.
Can I still do something?
You do have a bonus action. If
So
you do have anything that can be done with that.
I think I can shoot one with my bow.
That's typically not a bonus action. Unless you have a feat or something that supersedes the general.
Oh no, okay, then I'm done.
Alright, they're going to roll their dexterity checks. Wouldn't you know it, both of them made it. As Fringe Wizard predicted, the role-playing unlimited dice are coming out to play tonight.
Time to break everybody's spirits.
So they are not outlined in light, and thus they do not grant advantage if you attack them. That'll pass it over to Katie's turn.
Okay. I've only got a speed of 30, so there's no way I can stab someone in this turn, which is sad. Look, it's been a week, okay? So I am just going to move over to the side and try to abscond myself, per se. And I'm assuming it is a tree or a bush of some sort over there. Hold on.
Yep, that is a bush.
Okay, amazing. And then I will, I guess, use my bonus action to hide. I think, do I have that yet? I might not have that yet.
I think that's level 2 for rogues.
Yeah. Yeah.
After this encounter.
Yeah, exactly. After this encounter. But I will do my best to try to just naturally blend into my surroundings. I don't know if you want me to roll something for that.
If you want to spend your action to roll stealth, you can. Otherwise, they're aware that you're there.
Fuck it, yeah, I'll roll for stealth. We'll get another nat 1. Let's go.
All right, no attack. Gonna go for
Let's get that
defense.
natty.
Oh, damn! 25. Yep, you are definitely stealthed up. They saw you dart across the field and ascend that little ridge there, and they lost sight of you shortly thereafter.
Jesus,
Skyrim
you rolled
style.
+7.
Skyrim style, crouching right before the enemy.
Hey, you said you had a boar, right?
No, I was just joking that I will bring a boar at the bar.
Gotcha. I didn't know if that was
Yeah.
like your familiar or something. In that
No, she was
Oh,
talking
can I
about
have
it
a
for
familiar?
food.
Heard. I didn't know if you had find familiar or what the case was.
Yeah, it's supposed to have it, but it didn't appear. I don't know why.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't recall that. I didn't recall seeing it as part of it. So, Logan, over to you.
Alrighty, this is gonna be interesting. So we're underneath the tree right now, right?
Correct.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do something that this character is gonna do way too often. People are gonna end up hating it. He steps out here and puts his arms out and simply says, "Will you not face me?" And is going to fire his light crossbow at this gentleman over here.
Oh, he called me gentlemen.
Hey, 20 is definitely a shot. And 8 points of pierce is bow. Ooh, that's a nasty stabby shot right there.
And that's it.
All right. Well, the Baz Draconians will come up next here to take their turn. 2 of them have been ordered to go with the leader here, so they will do that and likewise vacate the combat zone. And the 2 that are still here do not have the 40-foot movement of the other one, so
Bring it.
I'm just moving on in. Oh. And I think yeah, they're just going to use a dash action here to get on either side of you.
Oh, when I said bring it, I was kidding.
And they speak in Draconic. Pitiful human seeks death, calls us out, stands on his own. And back to the top of the initiative here with a nice 15-foot perch above this one's head. Go right ahead now.
So is he turning his back to me to face him?
It's got its back to you, yeah.
Nice. Nice weak spot. So I'm shooting him.
All right.
Just a second. Not like the good, please.
Oh. Well, that sucks. Its armor is a little better than that. Just kind of pings off of the metal armor it's wearing.
Sad.
Indeed. How about you, Katie? Hiding over in the bush there to the east.
Yeah, well, I gotta risk it and try to get that stab in. It takes all of my movement to get to this dude. But hopefully I don't get a nat 1 and hopefully I can actually do some damage.
Do we still have advantage with Fairy Fire?
They both made their saving throws, but she'll have advantage here for a flank. Oh, definitely. Stab plus sneak, and it is barely hanging on. Let's... Ah! Loud cry of pain in response to that.
And then that will have to be my turn because I don't have any movement left. I don't have my fun little disengage bonus action yet, so...
Yeah, level 1.
Womp womp. All right, Logan, that's over to you. You've got a flank bonus there of your own.
All right. So I have flank bonus on the injured one, correct?
Correctamundo.
Just gonna have a quick little look-see here.
Arnold.
Dang, I don't have a dagger. All right. I was gonna try and do a double up on this guy, but I mean, I'll just. Seeing as he's facing away from me, I'm going to attack him with the scimitar. It's simple. for advantage.
Oh, yes, indeed. Stabby, stabby right there.
As I slit his throat, I'm going to let out in Draconic. Human is not silly.
Agree to disagree.
You hush.
Upon perishing, the creature's body turns to stone and releases a petrifying gas. Each of you within 5 feet, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Fine.
That would be Katie and Logan. Oh! 1 yes and 1 no.
I'm dead.
All right, failing
I'm
the
feeling a
con
little
save, you are restrained as the draconian, as its stone body and the petrifying gas begins to turn you to stone.
Uh-oh, I can't do anything.
So, yep, Katie is in the petrification process here. Anything with the rest of your turn there, Logan?
No. I have nothing to help her with. So, unless you're going to allow me to turn to face the other Draconian, that'll be it.
Oh, yeah, you have movement to turn. That's no problem.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I turn to face him, ready
Sure.
my shield, look him dead in the eyes, smile, and say, "You're next in Draconic."
It snarls at you and stabs twice with its short sword.
I snarl back.
Uh-oh, no hit point bar showing.
You don't get to know my HP. You shush.
Oh. Not sure why that would have happened. There. Delete.
Oh no, we're giving away the fact that I'm the big bad
Replace.
evil guy. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't kill me. I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, we use the red health bar. All right, first stab is a 7. That's not gonna hit.
Nada.
Second stab is a 16.
Still nada.
Oh, nothing doing. And it will shift around just a little bit, and that's its turn. Puts a little bit of cover between it and the halfling up in the tree here. Back to your turn there now.
Yeah, but I'm still higher enough to be able to just shot over Alton.
More or less, you still have a line of sight to it. It does have a cover bonus as well.
I can't do anything else, so yeah, I'm shooting him.
All right.
Whoopsie.
Oh no!
Using my. Can I use my luck? Halfling luck to reroll.
Post it up. I think you can.
It's like lucky racial halfling.
Yeah, you
On
should be able to
D&D
click
was-
it.
Yeah, you should be. There should be like a little word bubble next
When
to
you
it.
roll one on an attack, roll ability check. Or saving throw, you can reroll the die and you must use a new roll.
Okay. Hey, that's considerably
Oh, damn.
better. Doesn't matter that it has a +2 cover bonus. That'll shoot right through it, and just like that. Ouch.
I got you, bitch.
That'll pass it back over to Katie's turn.
Is there even anything I can do if I am turning to stone?
Well,
Slowly
you get
but
a
surely.
you get a saving throw at the end of this next turn. You're restrained, so basically you can't move.
Yeah. Which means I got nothing.
Yeesh.
So, yeah, another con save.
Yep. Hey, much better. You overcome the petrifying gas and are no longer in danger of being petrified.
And yet you still look pale.
Say that like it's
Yay.
insult.
She's free.
And that's back over to your turn, Logan.
Alrighty. Well, we're gonna just stick with the trusty scimitar. Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, that sucks.
That could have been so nice.
Right? That would have been death.
I assume a 12 does not hit.
It does not. AC is 14.
Ooh. Well, then that's probably my turn. Actually, sorry. I'm going to catch myself on that one. I'm going to reposition a little. I'm going to move over here so the little bastard can't run away. And I'm going to prepare myself and say, I may not have got you this time, but you are not getting away. Now it's the end of my turn.
It shouts an expletive in Draconic before trying to stab you twice more. Oh, dear God! A 22 and a 19.
Oh, those both hit.
Ugh, for 2 and 7. Pierce and pierce.
Ouch.
Eesh, and just like that, critical wound status for our fighter. And it's going to nudge itself into that little corner and try to keep that cover bonus. Good as it did it last round.
Ow, 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 ow.
Right? Back over to you there, Faye.
Yeah, I'm doing my best, you know.
What you got for this round? Another crossbow or short bow shot?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's do it. Woo! Its armor class at +2 is a 16. You still hit it. Oh! That is close. One more shot like that, it's done.
Take that, big face.
And Katie, over to you.
Okay. I'm mad now, so beware. Is what's behind him like, I'm assuming, kind of a hilly, cliffy type terrain from what I can see?
Correct.
Question mark, to get up behind him? Okay, so could I do like a dexterity check to like get up there and then like have flank bonus?
Yeah, sure thing. You could do an acrobatics. Oh, definitely.
And then you know your girl's gonna stab.
Woo! Thank God for the flank bonus, and it had exactly 6 hit points left. It's going to release another cloud of paralyzing gas, though. That's going to hit both of you once again. Con saves from the both of you.
Oh,
God damn
my.
it.
Yikes. Woo! This time, Katie is good to go, and Alton is now starting to petrify. That will close out the initiative, though, as we have successfully killed off all of our foes, but we do have a potential problem here. A mere 6 seconds later.
Second wind wouldn't remove that petrification, correct? It's just healing.
Correct.
Well, that sucks. All right. I'm just gonna look at the elf and be like, "Help! How'd you
Yeah,
fix
no,
it?"
sorry, you need to wait.
Do you have idea? I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't have the spell for that. And I don't have potion yet.
Listen, you two. It's not funny anymore. Like, stop teasing about it. I need to get out of this. Like,
I mean, we'll come back later, I'm sure.
Go ahead, roll that save.
Come back later.
Oh!
You won't leave without me. I'm coming with you.
There you go.
See?
It's
You know,
off the rubble.
you talk a lot when you fight. I don't understand.
Listen here, short stack.
Grab and leave.
Nobody asked you any questions.
Grab and leave.
Okay, stop bickering, lover. Let's go.
We should probably. Where's the gentleman that brought us here? He's back a ways, eh?
Yeah, he's like 200 feet off the map to the west.
All right. Well, that's unfortunate. I am going to go to all the individual bodies, close their eyes, put their sword on their chest, and put
should
their
burn
hands
them.
clasping over them.
I would like to loot bodies.
I
We should
will
burn the
not
bodies.
stand for that. Period.
No, I mean we should cremate the body.
But cremation is fine, but we are not looting these men. You can loot the. You can
It's
loot
not we, it's me. Don't worry. It's fine.
You need to respect these people. They lost their
Why?
lives.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
just.
not going to miss it.
I'm
Their
already over
families
there.
will.
Yeah. I'm still going to loot. Do these bodies have anything that I can take?
You can loot the resort.
Yeah, here's some rocks for you, and I gently toss some rubble towards her.
Give me a reason not to throw this at your head.
Got one good reason, and that's simply I will end you.
Yeah, okay.
The Draconians and their gear have turned entirely to stone, so there is nothing seemingly to loot from them. The knights, their armor has been completely shredded in the attack, and I'm not going to say is irreparable, but is not easily reparable. Of course, magic notwithstanding. And based on their filigree and horn helmets, it would indicate that these men were knights of Solamnia. Amid their wreckage here, you find their long swords, a few days of food and water, and each of these knights has a small pouch of coin. Just how much may or may not be determined depending on your actions here.
Do they have name tag or something?
They do not.
Okay, we'll just find something small from each to identify them and bring back.
Alrighty.
For maybe like a family ring or something. I mean,
Right.
they're very memorial when it comes to their jewelry.
That
Yeah,
will
just
fit.
something to identify them. Sorry, I'm really bad in English.
You're good.
The wagon, however, I have absolutely no qualms with looting that, but we should respect the bodies.
William, let's go.
She's all for it.
Well, what you find in the wagon is the food and the water. So 8 days of food and water.
That's always helpful, especially when we're on such a
Let's
long journey.
split that.
Hey, short stack, Faye, do you want to head on back and let that guy know that things are safe now, and maybe give him those rings to give to the families? He probably knows who these gentlemen belong to.
Okay, just keep an eye on her before she takes everything.
As you make your way back, the guy Reese is cautiously stepping up the trail, having heard no sounds of combat for a few moments. And as you spot him approaching, he gives a brief start. Oh, it's you. What happened?
We took care of the bandit. Here, can you bring that back to the town?
Oh, they're all
Yeah.
dead then.
Sadly, yes.
Oh,
Their family will want to know that.
of course. Thank you
Thank you.
for helping. Thank you.
Have a safe travel.
And you. He just kind of forlornly watches you walk off and will wonder for some time just what these creatures were that attacked his soldier employers. There's also a book in the wagon here that indicates these Knights of Solamnia. Their mission in this sector was to investigate reports of farmhouses being raided by creatures very similar to the ones that you just encountered. And after Faye returns to the party here, it's about that point that the dead Draconians, their stone form just seems to crumble into dust, and a breeze passes through, and what little was left of them is now no more.
I look at Faye as I'm tucking the reports into my armor so that I have them with me, and I say, is he coming back for the bodies?
Who?
The gentleman that brought us here.
No, I gave him the family heirlooms and stuff.
So then I look over at Zelena and I just simply say, okay, now you can when they don't know that it's us.
Brilliant. Now I will make what I can if I can, but we think we already decided it's like armor stuff that needs a lot of mending anyway, so nothing super useful. Bad.
For my conscience, I had to do it.
Yeah, if you're okay looting the bodies, there's 40 gold.
Let's
I'm
do it.
okay looting body. I'll
You
loot
can get your
body all
hands
day.
dirty, but
looting this one.
I okayed it. So go for
Okay.
it, and I just want my split.
Yeah, there's 3 bodies.
You
so
won't
each-
even loot the body. You want split? Come on.
After the things I've
Expand
seen,
your horizons. Let's
you
go.
don't do that to your own kin.
Well, you can. There's nothing stopping you.
And that, Elf, is why
Oops.
we're different.
Sorry.
Boy, is this going to be rough with the paladin standing there.
Awkward.
Because
Don't
the
go
paladin
nowhere.
would start swinging, even though I have fewer hit points than the sorcerer.
Gentlemen.
You said there was 40 gold
But,
for
in
Daniel,
fact-
right?
Correct.
Okay.
not what it looks like, I swear.
No, I'm just trying to put the damn bodies in this thing, but as you can see, I'm way too small. Can somebody help me, please?
I'm taking 20 gold for myself. You two split up the other 20 however you want.
Wow.
So
You know
at
what?
last,
I'll
our
just
party.
take the 10 and pass the other 10 to Faye.
And here we have our party finally united. Our individual prelude characters having ascended to level 2, now making their way to this location, a short distance outside of Vogler. And the 3 characters that we've spent the last 30 minutes with or so, having finished their combat against the Draconians. And this is where our party will unite. Feel free to continue your roleplay here over the next few minutes. We're going to send it to a late halftime break here. But we'll be back in about 10 minutes or so, friends. Are you with us?
Did we get level 2 as well?
Yes, indeed. Everybody's
Awesome.
level 2.
Yay.
We can like do that during the break then, I guess.
Yeah.
I will repair my character. It's all weird.
Yeah, I believe level 2 is what, 300 XP? So if you enter
Yeah.
that on the XP bar, the red anvil should activate and allow you to activate the Character Mancer, and hopefully all is well. And I will catch you shortly.
Whoops, made a mistake.
I'm assuming for spells we're still sticking with the PHB, so I'm going to try and do that.
Yeah, I noticed that all the other options were available, and I just kind of went basic with mine.
Yeah, I'm assuming just because like you can't really specifically remove those modules from in here. So I just utilized like 5e wiki and switched it to like original lists.
Yeah.
Yep, because I've got like Shield of Faith, Cure Wounds, and Divine Favor. So
Just gonna go with the classic Warlock stuff with the Eldritch Blast, because special.
It is really funny that the sorcerer has the most hit points right now.
I was injured. Okay.
You're just gonna wait till everyone else levels up.
Well, I was saying, me and the paladin have leveled up, and we don't have 18 hit points.
yeah, I've got 15 hit points because of my stupid rolls.
By the way, I have 19. You're welcome.
Though you have one
don't
more
care.
than the sorcerer.
It's still one more, damn it.
Hey, but you guys have better AC than I do, so there's the caveat.
Yeah, I'm rocking that 18.
True.
I have 12 right now, but that's also why I got mage armor, so that way I can boost it to 15.
I'm glad you managed to get that, because that would have been painful.
It would have been so awful.
So awful.
Yeah, I'm on a 14 myself.
I need to do the math. I'm pretty sure the tough feat calculated properly, but I'm just gonna double check it.
Yeah, I switched my dexterity and intelligence around, so that way I could actually get an armor bonus.
Right. Yeah, I'm just wearing leather armor with my deck bonus, so that's why it's a 14.
I have chain and a shield. He's good.
I have commoner clothing.
You protect yourself with magic.
Dude, I'm
Right.
staying at least 60 feet away.
Yeah, I've got chain armor on, so I'm still trying to wait to get some plate.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
this
weird.
plate's broken.
My tough
You know,
feat
I
did
had
not
1,000
calculate
gold, but
properly. I gotta double check with Dan, but I'm 90% sure my tough feat did not calculate properly, and I should actually be at 21.
No, that's right. All you guys get the toughness feat. I mean, I get the Knight of Solamnia feat, which doesn't give me any hit points, which doesn't make any sense. Everybody else, the wizard gets hit points, and the paladin doesn't.
The wizard did not get hit points. The wizard took the initiative high sorcery feat. There are two background feats for Dragonlance. The Slamdic one
Oh,
and the
that's
high
right, yep.
sorcery one. I know, because I also took the high sorcery feat. I am dedicated to Solinari, the White Moon.
Wildy, what's your character class?
So started as a veteran, fighter, and then I multi-classed into a warlock for my second level, and I went with just the averages. So the average for the warlock was a 5, and the average.
What's your con mod?
+2.
And what's your hit die for your fighter?
It's a 10, D10.
So that's 12. That's 14 with a tough feat, and then you said it was a 5 for the warlock.
Yeah, the warlock I went with just the average, which was a 5.
So then 7 with your con, so 9 plus whatever I said before.
Plus the, what was it, 14 you said?
Yeah, 14 plus 9. That should be your HP.
Yeah, so 23. So I was even off on the 21, so it should be a 23.
Yeah, because the tough gives you +2 each level, and then double what your starting level was. So I assumed you started at first level, So that's 2, and then you gain 2 more at the second level, so that's a +4 total. And then you add your con mod to your warlock mid, and then your fighter started with should be 10 plus con mod.
Yeah, so it started with the 12.
So yeah, you should be at 23.
Wonderful. I'm glad you can math, because I was like, okay, it's wrong, and I was even wrong on what it being wrong was, because I thought it was supposed to be 21.
Good. We need somebody who has some hit points.
That's kind of what I was going with, is I was aiming for like a tanky kind of build.
You think he'll let me use shape water to change the direction of blood flow in someone's brain?
I'd have to say probably not.
I was going to say, I highly doubt that, seeing that when him and I were talking about create or destroy water and cutting a person, making them an open container, and that people are primarily made of water, and I couldn't destroy all the water, wasn't going to be a valid option.
Upsetty spaghetti.
Very upsetty spaghetti. Otherwise, I was just going to start draining people of their fluids.
I just instantly make anyone drain their bladder.
Urinate.
But the argument can be made that it's not actually water at that point, it is urine, which is, while there's water in it, it is not water.
True.
Yeah, I don't see you drinking it just because it's water.
Well, there are definitely some weird people out there and people in survival situations. But anyways, we're not going to get into that.
It's actually worse for you in a survival situation to drink urine because it's all waste.
Well, I was going to say, it also dehydrates you.
Because it's waste.
If you, however, urinate into a spot and then allow it to evaporate, and you can actually pull the water from it. But that takes time.
I would also just use that for, I don't know, rainwater.
Right? Rainwater or like river water or literally anything that you want to potentially, not die from that didn't come out of your urinary tract.
Because this is from the guys who don't live in the desert.
You're right. You are very
remember,
right. I do not live in the desert. I live where it is so cold that your face hurts.
You pee on jellyfish stings, not jelly stains. Okay, so just remember that.
I feel like you learned that from a personal experience.
Maybe.
Please don't pee on anyone that gets stung by a jellyfish. It doesn't do anything.
I don't know, man. I think it would be really entertaining.
And it would depend on where you pee. I mean, are you peeing on the spot that they got stung, or are you just peeing on them just to pee on them?
Also, for those of you in the desert, just so you're aware, I don't know what it is in freedom measurement, but it is minus 29 here.
Freedom measurement?
For those of you for freedom measurements, it's minus 20.2 degrees for freedom measurements.
That's not what the F stands
Same
for,
here.
but okay.
We have the
That's
same
totally
here.
what the F stands for.
That's definitely what the F
In
stands
fact,
for.
the what we feel is minus 23 here.
Oh yeah, no, that's not including the like quote unquote real field. That's the actual temperature outside is 29 below.
That's your
Yeah.
shaded temperature.
No, that their field.
Yeah.
The one I
Where
told-
are you?
Canada.
Yeah, but like what? Where in
Ontario.
Canada? Okay.
Where?
No, I haven't been
I'm
to
in-
Ontario
I'm
in
in
forever.
Ontario.
Oh, I'm in Quebec.
I'm in Maine.
The Quebecois. Oh no.
Yeah. That's why
You
I'm
wanna
so
know
bad
what-
at speaking English.
Do you want to know what the freedom units are here in Las Vegas?
Probably warm.
54.
49.
Ooh, so
What?
close.
I bet you think that's cold too, don't you?
I don't. A lot of people do, but I don't.
Listen, it is
You're annoying.
cold in the desert, all right?
You're so annoying.
It's
Listen, it's
8
not
degrees
too bad in
Maine.
North Carolina. It's not too bad in North Carolina. It's 35 where I am, so I will still be walking the dog in shorts when this is over.
I was gonna say you guys realize that that's above freezing for Canada, right? And so that it equates to barbecues, shorts,
Upstate New York,
t-shirts.
baby. This
Yeah.
is nothing. My students thought I was canceling class on Wednesday, and I said no.
You're that teacher, I see.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was like 15 degrees. I was like, you guys can live.
Oh my god, just that. There's place in Russia that even at minus 40, they still have to go.
Yeah, I know. It was like, there's not even snow on the ground, guys, and you guys live on campus. Like, you guys, your asses can be in class. I gotta fucking drive here. You guys can just walk across campus.
My cousin, he's out in Saskatchewan, and so he came to visit for Christmas and whatnot, and then he went back. And when he was here, it was plus 3 degrees Celsius, so around a little bit colder than what it is in the desert right now. And he went back to Saskatchewan only to get back there during a polar vortex and a public alarm stating to not go outside alone because it was so cold. It was close to minus 50
Ooh.
Celsius, not Fahrenheit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's really cold.
Yeah, he messaged me. He goes, "Why did I come back here?"
Yeah, people were messing around with ramen, frozen in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I miss
Boiling
the north.
ramen.
I commonly end up with my beard freezing, and it's not fun.
Oh, I miss the north.
I don't.
Oh,
I miss my
do.
motorcycle. I want warm weather again.
I want
Bro.
cold weather. Let's switch.
We
I
were able to
will.
ride our motorcycles till
Stop.
early December in Maine.
You stop it. Stop it.
Listen, last year we stopped riding in like October, maybe November, but this year it was definitely well into December.
Oh, there's definitely been times I have literally rode my motorcycle to go get our Christmas tree.
Christmas trees this year were expensive. The guy wanted $120 for an 8-foot tree.
That is ridiculous. That's American money
we
too.
have to-
Like,
we
that's
used to
like
have,
200 something Canadian. That's
Oh,
stupid.
yeah.
Yeah, so
No,
I pulled my 4-foot fake tree out of the shed.
I don't blame
Okay,
you
so
there.
you are talking real tree. I was gonna say, like, we have to use a fake tree at my house because my sister is deathly allergic to pine. So.
She'll be fine. Just rub some dirt on it.
Yeah. Preferably the dirt of a pine tree.
I was gonna say she's probably allergic to the dirt too, to be honest.
No, it's fun. She's allergic to softwood trees. I'm allergic to hardwood trees. We just can't live like the pines.
No forest for you.
I understand why you play D&D now. You're just not allowed outside.
Yeah, it's great. No, she's allergic to strawberries. I'm allergic to blueberries. I'm allergic to egg yolk. She's allergic to egg white. It's great. Growing up was so much fun.
Are you twins?
That's a
by
tough
chance?
existence.
Like,
No, she's 3.5 years older than me.
so you're not even Irish twins. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Do your
No,
parents
I
have
think
these
my mom.
allergies?
I think my mom would have died if we had Irish twins.
I'm just trying to figure out whether or not your parents either A, prevented you from interacting with anything in nature, or B,
Oh, no.
over-interacted you with nature, and now your body
Probably over interact as much as they can. Like Syracuse weather's like shitty all the time, and so go outside when you can.
It's pretty much just Canada.
Yeah, it is. It literally is. We used to call it Southern Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people when
I
I go to
miss
the
it so
States,
much.
they're like, "Oh, are you from New York?" And I'm like, no, that's kind of insulting. No, I'm not.
Well, no, it sucks because whenever someone says, "Are you from New York?" they mean like the city, and it's like, no, I'm from like actual New York. Like there's a whole other existence.
I'm from the nice part of that state.
I'm from racist New York.
Oh,
I'm from small town New York. We had like 3,000 head of cattle and 600 humans. So
You know it's
I'm-
good when the four-leggeds outweigh
uh,
the two-leggeds.
it's really good when like your average when like your good Friday night is like, let's go cow tipping.
Oh, God, my kind of people. I grew up in the far, far north of Ontario, so like
Okay, yeah.
there was nothing to do. We had maybe 2 months of summer, if that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was like 10 degrees Celsius, so like 40 degrees Fahrenheit, if that.
Yeah, yeah.
It
We're
was
probably around
great.
45 or
Winters
so,
were
yeah.
a minimum of 6 feet of snow. It was
Yeah.
so much fun.
Yeah. I miss the north.
Let's play.
Ooh, hello.
Oh, we're crying about weather. Would you like to join?
Hell
No,
no.
he's in the desert. He's fine.
Oh, yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, you guys think it's all about weather. I guarantee our wind will fuck you guys up any day of the week.
Bro, we're dealing
I
with
think
a
Wally and I
polar
are going to switch. I
vortex.
think he's going to come down to
I
North
will
Carolina and teach for me, and I will go up and be in Ontario just to not be in like warm-ish winter weather. Like,
I'd like to go back to Cali.
oh fuck no, that sounds warm. I don't know. Mm-mm.
You know,
Warm and beautiful.
Forget
No,
this
thank you.
continent.
I don't
want to
want
go to
the
New
sun.
Zealand.
I
You
don't
guys
want
can stay
warm
here.
weather. Give me clouds all day. Give me like a high of 40 maximum in summer.
No, I'm trying to ride my motorcycle day in, day out.
I was gonna say, Katie, that just sounds like late fall.
Yeah, yeah,
She
that'd be
just wants
fine with me.
autumn.
That's not summer.
I just don't want sun. Like honestly,
Listen, I'm a ginger and I love the sun, so you be quiet.
I'm blonde. I hate the sun.
Oof.
I
So
like
here we
to
are
go
on the field
hiking.
of play. What do we got going on?
Hiking in the cold is awesome. What are you fucking complaining about?
So the rest of the party's showing up from what
I'm
I'm
here.
seeing.
That is
Yeah,
correct.
So, like,
All
did
right,
we
cool.
just meet up on the road with the paladin, or what?
Correct.
Okay, just wanted to kind of parse in my head how we got to where we are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Esther's just gonna walk up to the edge and look down into that little valley between these ridges.
I'm gonna look up, wave at him, and just be like, "Well, hello, my friend. Good to see you again."
Kind of approach carefully, and I'm like, what happened here?
What you guys doing down there?
We're just having a bit of fun. It's fine.
We were just ensuring that we got some form of identification for the families of these poor soldiers. They were attacked by beasts, we'll say.
We got to stop. It was a great time. You missed out.
Oh, how unfortunate. They got any silver or gold on them?
I wouldn't know.
No,
We've
they-
only
no,
really looked
they were
for
broke.
the.
Excuse me? You want to rob the bodies of Knights of Solamnia?
Rob, no, I hate thieves.
I was just trying to put the bodies in that thing to cremate them, but I'm too small.
Yes, and there was a servant man here that was tending to their horse when they got attacked. And we gave him tokens of each of the soldiers to take back to their families to ensure that they're not forgotten.
See, that's the right and respectful thing to do.
See, that's what I
How
was
subjective is
telling
that?
you, Zelena.
It was so subjective.
There is no subjective to this. There is what's
There
right
is.
and there's what's wrong.
Which is subjective in of itself.
I am absolutely going to search these bodies for any shiny.
Blatant.
And I'm,
I'm
just going
gonna
in a
go
tree.
over and I'm going to grab you away from those bodies. You touch a single knight and you're gonna lose your hand. Do you got that?
Can I cast prestidigitation to make it sound like there's an enemy coming down the road?
Post it up. Bum, 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 bum. In like the vaguest sense, yeah, but it's only got a range of 10 feet, and you're obviously doing a verbal and somatic component with it
Yeah,
as
I just
well.
want to be like, hey, look, and the spell happens, and then while they're distracted, I'm gonna search the body.
How long do you think he's going to be distracted for? And how long do you think searching the body will take? I guess is kind of where I'm running into confusion.
And how quickly would you want to roll initiative?
Why is
Listen,
it always Don who wants to fight everybody?
are you gonna carry these bodies back to their families?
No, we sent tokens with the servant man to ensure that they were not forgotten.
So then, what are we gonna do with their equipment? We're just gonna bury it with them and let it go to waste when it could benefit someone else?
Listen, guys, there's been enough death as it is. We're all coming together for a reason. We're not just here on an exploration. We'll have a destination we're going to for a reason. Though as sad it may be, it's important.
There'll be plenty of time for you to get ill-gotten gains. Leave them.
I'm going forward. Starting to walk away.
Alrighty. Towards Vogler or
Yeah, the destination where we're supposed to go.
gotcha. Definite signs of a battle in this place. The creatures that left the weird clawed tracks, most of them just kind of dead end where the Draconians were killed and then dissipated, and then others just kind of, the ones that fled off the map continue to flee off the map. And by this point, they've got several minutes head start on us.
I'm going to kneel over each of the bodies and I'm going to say a prayer over them. And I'm going to make sure that Faye moves away from them.
Me? What? I'm
Well,
gone.
I'm sorry, who is
Esther.
The other
Esther?
short person.
Okay, so I'm going to make sure that Esther moves away before I leave.
Are we gonna bury them or something?
After checking the tracks, I'll say, you didn't tell us there were more that got away.
Yes. Well, it's slipped my mind. We were dealing with some interesting situations after defeating the last ones. They seemed to let off a gas of some form or curse that slowly turned you to stone.
We can talk about that later. The fact is, 3 of them at least escaped. They may be getting reinforcements. We need to move.
I agree. And I turn back to the rest of them and I say, your petty squabbles can wait. He is right. We need to find the rest of them.
At
This
best,
is-
multitask, we squabble while walk. Let's go.
This is not petty, it is a matter of honor.
But what are we gonna bury them? We're gonna burn them? Or are we just gonna give them a prayer and leave them in the road?
I don't think we have time to bury them or even burn them at this point. If we intend to try to stop the 3 that escaped or get out of here before they bring others with them.
Sir Reginald, why don't you
Ugh.
give a quick blessing and we continue on our way?
Did they
Hey,
go
it's just
towards?
summoning.
Did they go towards the direction where we're trying to go?
I'm creating flame and throwing the flame toward the thing. I don't know the name of the wooden thing.
The wagon.
Yeah, I'm
Well, the-
throwing flame toward the wagon to put it in fire and then just like put the body in it. And I'm going away.
Hold
All
on.
right.
Did they head towards the direction of Vogler?
They did not.
Okay, so it's either we go and do what we're supposed to do, or hunt these guys down for what?
They could be dangerous to the surrounding territory. We can't let an innocent traveler on this road be ambushed by such creatures.
Well, you were the ones who encountered them. What do you have to say about them?
Well, they were large scaled. Looked almost as if they might have had wings, but they were cloaked, so we couldn't really tell. They spoke Draconic, and there was definitely one that was a leader.
They were very stabbable.
Did they seem like some sort of just like monsters, or were they more organized than that?
They were organized.
I'm
So
gonna move
what if
bodies to the
we-
wagon with their gear on them.
Understood.
So if we were to follow these people and face down, like a horde of them, is that really going to be beneficial to us and our goal?
No, my plan was to get them before they got to a horde.
And why are you so concerned about just yourself? There are others that have need. We need to protect them.
I'm trying to go to a funeral right now, and that's not going to wait for me to get there.
And I'm already on my way toward there.
There's always going to be more bad guys, more death. Why? Meh.
At this point, we don't know really what they plan, but they're likely just bandits. They're probably just working together under one that has some form of intelligence. I don't think it's anything of a grand scheme, but we should probably move towards the city. We're expected there.
All right, we can at least let them know about this incident so they can be prepared in case it is something more.
Indeed, we can inform the different authorities. And with that said, I go to help Sir Reginald in putting the bodies in the wagon before we leave, so then they burn.
I was wondering if somebody would do it and would just leave the body there.
Since that seems to be what we're doing, I will help the fire by bringing in more tinder and stuff.
Cool. Well, in the short time that we spend debating and taking care of the disposal and last rites for these bodies here, nobody returns here to challenge our presence, so it is without any further delay that we arrive at Vogler on the day of Ispin Greenshield's funeral, the eve of the King's Fisher Festival. The fishing village of Vogler clings to a spit of land reaching into the Vingard River. Wooded cliffs overlook the community, and the only path from the north descends past the ivy-covered remnants of a crumbling stone keep. The village's modest wooden buildings cluster around a quaint central circle and along the river bank. Jutting into the river, out of place and seemingly out of time, stands an incomplete stone bridge of incredible artisanship. The structure clearly dates to before the Cataclysm, eclipsing its modern piers in size and sturdiness. The bridge crosses less than half the river's width before giving way to a series of ropes and tethered rafts, serving as ferries. On the river itself, dozens of small boats drift along the slow, murky waters as the fishers of Vogler ply their trade. And here we have our next major location, the village itself. Comes complete with its own map. And we're going
It
to
is
go
bigger than I thought it would be.
Nice.
We're going to go through some details of the community for first-timers and returning visitors alike. You can tell it's a... oh, interesting. Doesn't show the scale for everybody here, just for me. I'm sure you can just measure it yourselves. But there it is. It's a pretty small village. Each little bit is 30 feet or so. So as you begin to measure across, it's a pretty small community here. So our gazetteer here. The village of Vogler welcomes good-natured visitors of all walks. As you explore the village, yep. No. Yes, the eve of the Kingfisher Festival, an annual celebration commemorating Solamnia's victory over the forces of Istar during a clash near the town centuries ago. The festival takes its name from the kingfisher, a symbol of the Knights of Solamnia and a bird the fishers of Vogler consider lucky. Festivities culminate with the locals' reenactment of the Battle of High Hill, a clash between Istarian and Solamnic soldiers. So here are the pertinent locations. First, this location was mentioned in the letter that you received, the Brass Crab. It is a modest single-story inn on the village wharf, and its exterior vaguely resembles its namesake. Its proprietor, an Ergothian woman named Yalme, has an odd love of bad storytellers and inept musicians. One wall of the circular common room features a faded mural of two enormous crabs locked in combat, inlaid with brass details. The mural's origins are lost to time. 4 short halls branch off the common room, each lined with rooms for rent. The fishbowl is located just northeast of the Brass Crab, towards the center of the village. After a long day on the river, many of Vogler's fishers gather at the fishbowl to tell tales, quench their thirst, and indulge in baked fish pies. The cramped but well-kept tavern is known for its savory baked goods more than its weak ale, and the fishbowl's proprietor is the elderly Elthar, whom most locals call Uncle. Leading out of the village in this direction will take us to the concluding area of the festivities, the High Hill. It's about a mile north of the town, where centuries ago Solamnic and Istarian forces clashed. Legends claim that the spirits of fallen knights still haunt the hill and watch over the town. Each year, the Kingfisher Festival's reenactment of the battle serves as a reminder of the village's history and nominally honors any spirits lingering on the battlefield. Still got a few of these, so bear with me.
Yep.
The market at the far end of the pier. Pretty self-explanatory. The busy wharf. Amid the collection of stalls, you can find vendors selling fresh fish, fishing supplies, crafts, the bounties of local farms, and all manner of mundane equipment. One notable stall is that of Froswin, a kender who sells intricate fishbone puppets that she designs in the shapes of animals and sea serpents. Back into the center of the village, we have the mayor's home, where the down-to-earth mayor Raven Uthvogler lives in a 2-story house in the village circle. She is a practical, empathetic leader in her 30s who grew up on the river. She keeps a pair of guest rooms lavishly decorated with mounted fish, where she frequently hosts villagers and other guests. There is a mercenary camp that has no descriptor on the map. It would be in the same direction as High Hill. You guys might actually kind of see it off the road a couple miles as you're heading into the village. A mercenary camp, based on the decorations and the just the general gist of the people that you see as you're passing by. You would guess that they're here for the reenactment of the battle, and they're just kind of stationed outside of the village for the time being. For those entering from that same direction, you would pass by the river gate. It is an unguarded 15-foot tall wooden archway carved with 2 leaping fish on its frame. Over the years, locals have etched the coin-sized scales of these fish with prayers for bountiful fishing. 2 large wooden doors stand within the arch, but it appears that they haven't been closed for years, and they're embedded in the surrounding dirt. The keep, probably the most notable location in the town, just past the gate as you're entering. It'd be off to your right. Thornwall Keep. It is a ruin of an ancient Solamnic keep, perched on a rocky rise at the western edge of the town. The keep's steward, the knight Becklin Uth Viharin, is the one who sent your characters the letter. She's the one who maintains the keep. Partially ruined walls surround the 3-story tower, and the ground level holds a library and a collection of local relics, over 40 pieces of rusted tools and armor. The 2nd floor holds various quarters, and Becklin's austere room lies on the uppermost story, where a ladder then leads to the crenellated roof. Vogler's resident tinker gnome, known as Than, built an elaborate catapult-like contraption on the roof of the keep. A friend of Becklin and others in the town, Than occasionally drops by to fine-tune this device, called a gnome flinger. We saw that earlier in tonight's session. Though it looks like a weapon of war, the contraption is a mode of rapid transportation, originally devised by the Tinker Gnomes of Mount Nevermind. Becklin tolerates the gnome flinger and the noise of Than's occasional early morning tinkering because she sees the catapult-shaped device as a deterrent against attack. Going back to the center of the village, we have the village circle, where the homes and shops in Vogler cluster around a grassy patch shaded by an ancient tree. This green is encircled by a dirt road that branches off into streets leading north out of the village and south to the ferry across the Vingard, and others radiating out into the town. The village circle serves as a public space, meeting spot, and festival ground. An iron bell hangs atop a top pole near the mayor's house. Vogler's Crossing is where the bridge meets its end here on the river to the south of that last position. An incomplete bridge stretches across the Vingard River, half constructed before the cataclysm using techniques lost in the ages since. The bridge looks more or less like a glorified pier, a remnant of once promised glory. A simple ferry system of ropes and winches follows the bridge's support and connects with posts on the opposite shore. Simple rafts and skiffs allow travelers and even small wagons to cross the river. The process is safe but slow, taking seemingly 10 minutes based on your observations for a raft across the broad river. And cost to make use of this crossing is 1 whole silver piece. Another notable location is off to the western side here, called the West Side House. It's a horseshoe-shaped structure, only slightly larger than the other homes in the city, or the village. But its owners speak of it as if it were an opulent country manor. This is the home of Lord Baccharis Uth Estide and his son Baccharis the Younger. Lord Baccharis is a Solamnic noble who claims to be living in exile after raiders burned his family home in Estwild. They've been here for just over a year, throwing their wealth around and treating the people of Vogler largely as backward yokels. 2 more locations, and the town is free to explore at your leisure. We have the wharf and the wharfinger's office. The wharf itself, pretty self-explanatory, where the fishers crowd these docks at dawn and dusk, rowing out with empty nets, returning with the day's catch. At the end of the southernmost pier, a centuries-old wooden post bears an eroded carving of a bird, mow, with a fish in its mouth. Many locals rub it for luck before seeking their morning catch. A cleric of Habakkuk, or in this case, any of our characters who are particularly religious, I would say go ahead and roll some checks, but it's pretty low DC here. You would recognize the carving as a phoenix, symbol of the god Habakkuk, and the deity of animal life and the sea. And the wharfinger Dragonlance wakes up earlier than any other fisher in Vogler to inspect the boats docked at the wharf, to impose fines on those in poor repair. Fishers and traders seeking to use the wharf must register with Umpton at his stuffy 2-story office across from the market. The office is usually staffed by Umpton's son Nisaw, who to his father's consternation is usually quick to forgive fines and forgo docking fees when his father isn't present. Makes him pretty popular in the village, at least. So our characters enter past the high hill, past the mercenary encampment, here through the river gate, arriving in Vogler. And just checking some final deets. I think that's everything I really have in that respect. The fishing HOA. Yeah, they do. So yeah, feel free to wander the town, any locations that may strike your interest. Feel free to explore. Otherwise, some of these locations and or people will likely make their way to you.
Is there a stand for the festival?
Are we here the day before the festival, or are we here the day before the festival?
It's the eve of the festival. It's the day of the funeral. What were you saying there now?
Oh, I thought the festival was already started, so no. I'm just going to the market.
All right.
I'm gonna go to the market as well, look for weapons.
I would like to find the person that sent up me that letter.
All right. Pretty good idea that the keep off to your right, standing there on top of the hill, would be a good place to check out on that.
I'm going to go with him as well.
Okay.
I'm planning on going to the keep as well.
All right.
Especially since, I am low on funds, so I will also need some good honest work to earn some coin.
Gotcha.
Yeah, since I see them going that way, I'm like, oh yeah, I should go go there.
Okay. Those who are heading... Well, based on the letter that you have, now that you're here and you're kind of checking it over, the letter does say to meet at the Brass Crab. Down near the wharf itself. So while the person who wrote the letter is the head of the keep there, it's possible that since the funeral is scheduled within the next couple hours, that she's already down at the Brass Crab.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it said meet there or if we just had rooming at that Brass Crab.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's also a thing as well, that if you need accommodations, you can find them at the Brass Crab.
Okay,
Okay,
so if
then-
time is going to be an issue, yeah, the crab would probably be our best bet.
Yeah, in that case.
Yeah, just head
crab.
straight there then.
Little shadow following.
At the market itself, we do have access to the general equipment found in the player's handbook. It's a small enough village that there's not any magical gear available for sale, but there are all kinds of people here that you would expect for any kind of festival that are kind of peddling their crafts and their homemade items. A lot of statues, a lot of jewelry, and things in that respect that you can easily find excuse to spend your coin on if you so wish.
I just want a bottle of oil. I need to find that.
The bottle of what?
Sorry, a bottle of oil.
Oil? Yeah. Like for lamp oil or?
Something that burns easily.
Sure. Yeah, that's no problem.
I'm starting to sense a trend with you and fire.
Don't see what you're talking about.
Yeah, just for a small vial, I would say 3 silver. Oh, the Dragonlance was just sold yesterday.
Oh, what a shame.
Right?
What a shame.
Just missed it.
You just missed it.
What a shame. I clearly had the money for that too.
Ah, yes, what a lively little village. The eve of a festival, the night of a funeral. It's such a vibrant time in a village like this. Can you feel the pulse of this place? I can.
Think of all the things we could steal.
Why would you steal from these people? They are not your enemy.
You don't have to be an enemy to steal from them. You can steal from anyone. You can steal from your own mother.
I would never do that. You should know that by now.
I feel as though you have stolen from your own mother there.
Why
Joke's
are
on
we
you.
even
My mother's
traveling
dead.
with her?
We were all
If-
invited
if
to the
she's a- if she's
funeral.
the
Let's
thief-
just.
Look,
She's going
Prison
to steal
changes you.
people?
Prison changes you.
We went our own ways for a reason, but we are here for a friend. So let's just try and get along. I know she's not the greatest, but she's at least still part of us.
She
She's
saved your
right
life
here.
on 3 occasions.
She's
Just
right
remember,
here.
just remember to focus that kind of energy on the enemies. Okay, not just like the people. They have no reason
You
for
don't have to reserve it. It's just always there. That's my secret.
While they're talking in the market, I'm gonna go into the Brass Crab.
Okay. As you start to make your way towards the building, Becklin actually steps out, and she's impossible to miss, dressed in the full plate armor and the horned helmet of the Knights of Solamnia. And
Hey, why don't you have that, Don?
yeah!
Because I didn't start off with as much gold as she did, okay?
Well, he forsook his path and he threw his armor into the Blood Sea of Istar, and he's been regretting it ever since.
Wow.
Wow.
It was too heavy.
And here you could have been helpful on the front lines.
It seems that she recognizes you on sight and just breaks out into a beaming smile. Good eve. Well met, friends. You must be Esther.
That is I.
And you, of course, must be Sir Reginald.
Of course. The pleasure is mine to meet you.
Oh, yes, and Alton. And, oh, there's Leia. Quiet as always. Fits the bill, just as I've always heard. And Faye, oh yes, it is just as he would say. Always in someone's shadow, nearly easy to miss. But there you are all the same. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Same for me, my missus.
And the mysterious voice, yes, of course, Hawakan.
It is a pleasure to finally meet you, Beckley. I had some correspondence with Ispin during your time with him, and I heard some things.
I wish we had met earlier, not quite under these circumstances, but he would not have it any other way. Ispin would wish that our meeting and our energy during this time be positive.
Indeed.
Here to
Well,
celebrate his life, not his death.
Exactly.
But of course.
He lived a full and wonderful life, and that is what we are here to celebrate.
I am also afraid, though, we do have some grave news. We found the bodies of several knights on the road heading up here.
We will definitely have to talk more about that at some point here in the near future. You must be exhausted from your travels, however. Why not step into the Brass Crab and allow me to treat you to a hot meal and a cold ale?
It is much appreciated.
Where
Hearing the
is...
mention of ale, Alton steps forward a little briskly. Yes, that would be grand.
Did Ziliana not make the trek with the rest of you?
Alton lets out a sigh. No, she's here.
I looked to my side because I was just talking to her, like, where'd she go?
Well, she's back at the market. The rest of you guys are a little bit further away at the Brass Crab.
I'm gonna pop up behind Alton, like, out of nowhere. I'll stealth mode and be like, you sigh and you say that like it's a bad thing.
Ah,
Hey,
There
that's
you
my kind
are.
of thing to do.
my curse.
Just kind of materializes
Your
from
curse.
the crowd.
I'm your
Oh!
best friend. What do you mean your curse? I'm your best friend.
Yes, that is what I call you. Best friend.
While we sit to eat and drink, when is the funeral?
It's less than an hour from now. And I can tell you're already on the same page. It goes without saying that this will be a celebration of his life. And keeping in Ispin's spirit, we are all encouraged to share over-the-top stories about him, especially anything close to the, shall we say, inflated tales that he was known for sharing.
I get a really wide smile and I chuckle. I'm like, of course.
So she orders a round of ale, and after introducing herself to Ziliana, of course, and offering her condolences to all of you for the loss of such a memorable friend and important part of our lives, and to Ispis.
To
The Green Shield. The Ispin of the Green Shield.
Yeah.
Cheers.
You'll notice Esther cheer, but he will not take a swig of the ale.
Is that something that you've always done, or is that new?
It's new as of when I turned 20, when my wanderlust set in.
So, is that something we would have seen from you before, though? When we were adventuring before?
I would say if you paid very close attention, but if you weren't deeply inspecting it, then you probably wouldn't have noticed.
Well, yeah, my guy's very observant about all sorts of things. So
I was gonna say
I
it's
would know.
definitely the first time that Alton's ever noticed it. He does not normally pay much attention to the little people.
Ziliana is neither going to cheers nor drink.
Then you may also notice the new holy symbol that I'm wearing upon my chest.
Man, looks like dude joined the Fight Club. Because surely he don't worship one of them dead gods. Kind of
We
freaking
don't
idiot
talk
would
about
do
it.
that.
Should I roll religion, see if I recognize that?
Sure. Yeah, that certainly looks familiar.
So I'll kind of lean to kind of talk more just to Sir Reginald, so it's not like broadcasting it to the rest of the table, and just kind of whisper to him. Is that a symbol of Kiri Jolith around your neck? That's new, is it not?
That is correct. I've been having these visions for quite a while, and then on the road here, I've seen the statues of the dead gods, and he actually spoke and made his presence known that I should go forth and present and let people know that the gods are returning.
I just get wide, like, oh really? Well, that's interesting news. I'm not sure if it's good or bad yet. Wow.
That's the law of nature and the orders of nature. That's just normal.
I take out this a big book with the 3 moon symbol on it, and I start writing in it.
I go to the bar and order yet another round.
Heck yeah. Rounds are flowing pretty freely at this time. The funeral's like 30 minutes off. So, yeah, everybody's getting their final round, their final bites, and starting to make their way to the dock where the funeral is to be held.
So, Sir Becklin, does Becklin hold an official title of knighthood, or is it
I do.
Sir Becklin? I believe that I am ready to face the challenges of full knighthood again. I know I am starting back at Squire, but I do want and need to have the time to prove myself and to regain the ability to wear the plate.
That is a lofty ambition, but one that you have already proven once before. It is rare that one will be given a second opportunity. I have no doubt that you will be as successful.
I appreciate your confidence.
But of course, if... Oh, please.
As we head to the dock, I'm coming back with yet another pint, and I have a meat skewer that I very, like, almost aggressively kind of jab towards Ilyana and just kind of like hold it up in front of her and kind of grunt.
And Bill's gonna take it and just like kind of cheers with him with the meat stick in his tail.
After sharing a third round with the friends here of Ispin Greenshield, Becklin stands and just kind of gestures that the funeral will be taking place at the dock on the rear side of the Brass Crab here, where our good friend liked to spend so much of his time here in retirement. So if you'll join me out there in the next few minutes, we will get this celebration underway.
Esther will follow her immediately.
Yep, I will follow as well.
Still following quietly while eating something.
I look over at the elf, kind of like shrug, give her a nudge and then keep walking towards everyone else.
And I will very begrudgingly follow.
Of course, I'm there as well.
So
She
I'm gonna
takes-
put my
Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna put my hand on my holy symbol and say a prayer to a fallen warrior.
Yeah, there's a complete silence here as the body is unveiled. Ispin's body is resting in a simple boat next to a stage on top of the dock. Becklin ascends the stage, clears her throat, and those who are closest to Ispin Green Shield gather on the dock around her, overlooking the Vingard River. As stated, his body rests in a small boat, his body wrapped in a shroud. A musician plays a soft song as the knight Becklin Uth Viharan steps forward in her ornate Solamnic armor. She smiles gently at those assembled, and her voice carries clearly across the water. You all knew Ispin as a friend, and there were none like him. Before he died, he told me this: there should be tales, not tears, for an old scoundrel like me. Make sure everyone knows my stories when I head off on the greatest adventure of them all. Becklin nods, and villagers carry the boat containing Ispin's body to the dock's edge, where she and Kujul lowered it into the water. So let us do just that, Becklin continues as the tiny vessel drifts out onto the Vingard River. On the eve of the Kingfisher Festival, we celebrate you, Ispin. Good travels, friend. Until we meet again. With that, the boat burying his body drifts down the river and eventually out of sight. After a few more moments of silence, she invites all assembled into the Brass Crab for a reception and the opportunity to share stories about the departed. It is here where we will close out our session after the telling of tall tales. This might still take us another 10-15 minutes or so. But this is what I told you about earlier in our chat. That will be our first opportunity to get our hands on one of those cool heroic inspirations. It's a simple but crowded affair here in the Brass Crab. Yalme, the Brass Crab's proprietor, keeps bread, cheese, and local ale coming for the dozens of attendees. Practically everyone in the village makes an appearance at the reception. Anyone who is anyone in the village is here. And soon after the reception begins, Becklin calls for everyone's attention, and she shares one of Ispin's favorite stories. The tale of the time the high sub-senior artillerist of Mount Nevermind launched her pet weasel all the way from the Gnome Enclave to Sencrest Island, then hired Ispin to recover the critter, or at least to note its trajectory. After a hearty laugh by all those assembled, as hearty as one can muster, even after having heard the story dozens of times, Becklin then takes a seat and turns over the center stage to anyone who wishes to share tales that Ispin may have told them. At this point, you are invited to participate in this comic tale telling. You are free to improvise your own tales about Ispin. If you wish for a story prompt, I do have a number of them here. If you wish to bypass this entirely, that is also an option. But again, this is where we will close out our session, and we'll take this as you wish to play it.
Firstly, can you tell me what moon is in the sky?
Okay.
That is the White Moon.
Wonderful. I would also like a story prompt.
just for clarification here, we relaying stories that Ispin told us, or like we sharing memory that we have of Ispin? Like, I'm
I
confused.
feel like it could be both. Either a story he told you or a story you have of him.
Exactly.
Okay.
The ones
I
I
do-
have here are more in the theme of stories that Ispin would have told you. So here is the one for Esther.
Where did you send that?
For 3 days. A
I-
trireme.
I'll-
What?
What's happening here, fellas?
It's in the
I'll stand
catalog.
up for a story.
I just asked a question and everybody talking at the same time. Where are the thing he sent?
I
in the
just
chat log.
posted one in the chat log.
Okay. I just see a gif with a guy say, "You don't say."
No, on roll 20.
Yeah, I don't do it. Discord is I'm never
Oh.
on Discord. I'm only talking on Discord. The rest of it I'm not here for.
It's usually me on Discord that's sending the gifts.
Okay.
So Don, you have one ready, so go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I remember the time when I was still brand new in the knighthood. I was just before becoming a squire. You know, I had to work the stables and clean the horses and make sure the armor was polished, and I had to do all the menial tasks. And there was one day where I was actually out on patrol, and Ispin decided to join me on that just to keep me company, knowing that this would have been one of my first patrols. And we talked and we talked and we talked, and he was so enraptured with his own story that he tripped and fell into a freshly dug latrine. And when he came up, the smell was just incredibly terrible. And he just laughed about it the entire way through it, but he still stuck with me the entire route just to make sure that I got back to the barracks okay, and that the my first outing was a success.
Cheers and clinks of glasses in response to that. Another to Ispin.
To Ispin.
And
To Ispin.
yeah, we do have Esther here with his lead in there for 3 days. A trireme crewed by Minotaur pirates had been chasing Ispin's ship across the Blood Sea of Istar when finally,
Just like our beautiful moon of Solinari tonight, the moon of Solinari shone beautiful in the sky. That Minotaur ship, it flew right beside us, and our captain Nispin yelled across to him to make port on this sandy beach because we wanted to talk it out. We didn't want to fight. Minotaurs looked scary. We're just trying to sell some goods. So we stopped by on the beach. They started talking it out, and we realized they had the wrong ship. These were the wrong guys they were chasing. So we stopped on the beach. We set up some barbecues. We had a campfire. We got some delicious food going, and we found out the Minotaurs were just like us. They like to sell goods. They thought they had been robbed, apparently, by Kindors. Because, I mean, look at me. I'm tiny. You can't mistake me. But luckily, with the beautiful moon of Solinari watching over us, it ended good. It ended nice. We all got to celebrate. No one died. Unfortunately, though, their goods were stolen, and they did not get those back. But Ispin was great, so...
another hearty round of applause and clanking of ales in celebration of another excellent story. And looks like by our posting here, Katie has a story here. Did you need a lead in or you're good to go?
I think Alton was gonna go for me. I'm going after him.
Oh, that's right. Alton's going. There we go.
Sultan stands up, and you can see him kind of sway a little bit, and he's definitely been taking advantage of the ill opportunity. He goes, "Well, I remember the first time that I met him. It's been." He came stumbling up to me, and all he smelt of was dead, rotting fish. It was horrible. You couldn't get it out of the smell. I swear it stayed with him for 2 weeks. But I digress. He starts telling me about how he was on this long trek, this voyage through all the seas and the rivers and everywhere the water flowed. And he was telling me about how he came to this one spot where this crystal jutted out from the ocean, and this beautiful sea elf sat upon the crystal, singing to him, calling him closer, promising him all kinds of glory and beauty. And he started laughing as he's telling me this story, only to tell me that in reality, he had gotten so piss drunk on his boat that he had steered right into the sunset, thought that that was the beautiful sea elf, and in reality, the singing was his first mate in the background, who was also piss drunk, and they crashed their boat into a rock and had to swim ashore, and that's why they reeked of fish. And then he lets out a big belch and kind of stumbles back into his seat.
Oh my gosh. A few confused looks at between some of the patrons, and a few that are hanging on the edge of their seat. And then another round of applause.
And then, honestly, on his way up, I'm gonna like lean over to him and be like, maybe take it slow with the ale. Just calm down with that. Get yourself together.
Don't sell me.
If you don't, you might find yourself waking up a little bloodier than when you went to bed. Okay. It's for your own good. You'll be fine. And then she'll go out and just be like, okay, well, it's been with his family friend. He's a good man. He was a little meh, but yeah, good. He taught me how to fight with sword, my rapier, stabbing stuff, best thing ever. I have a very fond memory of when we were sparring. He was teaching me. I refused to wear any armor when we were doing this. Why would I? And he stabbed me. He felt very bad, but I thought it was hilarious. He stabbed me. It was the best day of my life. I'm really gonna miss him. And then I'm just gonna go back and sit down.
Oh man. Yeah, he really swung his sword and stab. I remember he stabbed me at one time.
I'm still looking at her like, okay.
And let's see, last but not least here, J-Man.
I'll stand up and raise my glass. Another toast to the great Ibsen of the Green Shield. I'll take a
To his bed!
Let me tell you of the time me and Ibsen first met. You see, we were in the town called Haven, which is down south of here in a place called Abanasinia. That's where I'm from. I had my eye on this young woman. She was the High Seeker of Haven's daughter. Now, that's an important position in Haven. They are the head theocrat of the city and the surrounding area. They control pretty much everything there. Now, he didn't quite like me very much, being that I am half-elven and of a plains folk. I wasn't a city folk. So, I'm not the kind of guy he wants his daughter to be around. It just so happened Ispen was also had his eyes on her. I did not know this at the time. We were both vying for her affections, and both of us being as charming as we are, she was quite torn between the two of us. Well, to make a long story a little bit shorter, let me just say that in the course of trying to court this young woman, we got quite in trouble with the High Seeker, her father, and therefore the rest of the Seekers, and the guards and military of Haven, and we ended up being thrown in jail. Luckily, Ibsen, through some of his maybe not so bright spots of his past, knew how to get us out of that predicament. And so we had to have a scampering little run from the prison into the docks on the River Haven, where we had to smuggle ourselves out of the city because there was no way we were getting past the guards. So Ibsen said, well, why don't we hide in those barrels? They're about to be shipped downriver. I was like, that's a pretty good idea. Well, so we sneak under the boat where these barrels are kept, and we figure out that these barrels are full of mead. Can't really fit in there with all that mead in there, so of course we drink all the mead so that we can get in each of these barrels. Now, being as drunk on mead as we are, we don't know really how to hold ourselves still in these barrels, so the barrels just fall promptly off the ship and go sailing down the river. We end up all the way out in New Bay by the time we figure out what's going on. End up on the beach, laughing hilariously, puking all over ourselves because of all the mead we drank. And that was the beginning of a lifelong friendship. To Ibsen.
To Isbin!
To has been.
Fantastic work there, friends. I passed one of those heroic inspiration cards to each of you there. This is where it matters a little bit more that I cannot see what those cards hold. You should be able to see, of course, what your own card is and probably what the other players hold. But you kind of get a peek now at those heroic inspirations and just what kind of options you can do with them.
We cannot see their cards. Only it says steel card.
Gotcha. No worries. I wasn't sure if it allowed you to see other people's cards. Sometimes it does, but important thing is, of course, you can see your own and that I cannot see any of yours. If I click on it, I just see the back of the card, which I'm guessing is the same thing you see if you're trying to look at somebody else's.
So to clarify, the first ones we have, which are just listed as the inspiration vanilla, they're just the gain advantage on the next roll 20, right?
Correct. You have to declare it before you make the die roll. The heroic inspirations can be made after the die is rolled, and usually there's at least one other option on there that you can spend it for instead or in addition to.
That's actually very advantageous.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's one of them. I don't know if any of you are lucky enough to get it, and I don't know if we want to call it lucky because it's kind of been a curse in the past too. There's one of them that when you spend it, it makes it so that for the next 24 hours, when you're reduced to 0 hit points, you're instead reduced to 1 hit point, and you gain 1 level of exhaustion. So it's cool in theory, but if you stay there at that 1 hit point, you keep getting knocked out over and over and over again, and next thing you know, you're at level 5 exhaustion, and oh god, it's the worst thing I can think of. So, yeah, fantastic frickin' work here, friends, with the first session here of Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. Had a great time watching all of you roleplay, get your individual preludes there, Ascension to level 2. Sucks to see our fighter character, our paladin, get 1 hit point at level 2, but it's one of the rare times that it happens.
So I'm going to spend the 20,000 Beskar bucks to give myself a level so I could actually get hit points.
If you roll another one, I'm going to smack you in real life.
I'm going to take average. I am not rolling that fucker.
Yeah, that was like me and J-Man's campaign. As soon as I did level 2 rogue, and then I did level 3 as a fighter so I could start boosting my hit points, and I rolled and got a fucking 1.
That is the biggest slap in the face I've ever heard. My god.
Oh, yeah, that was a pain.
Always average, man. Always average.
I don't believe in that. I'm old school. I want to roll those dice. I like the
See,
clickety-clackies.
There are no clickety clacky.
Well, that's my problem. Like, that's why I go with the average one when I'm playing Roll20, because I don't trust the dice on here.
Exactly. There's
should
just
try-
a truly random algorithm. Like, it's impossible.
Try enabling the 3D dice. That's
I
kind
have.
Of, that's kind of
I
a fun
always
thing.
have 3D dice. They're wonderful, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I still don't trust them.
Yeah, it's fun to see it. Oh, it's a natural 20. Oh, it fell over to the fucking 6.
Wow.
All right,
That
so
would've been
next
painful.
session when our party hits level 3, Don will be hitting level 4.
I
And
see how it is.
yes, indeed. Stack up on those Beskars. Take a look at the new and improved Roleplaying Unlimited Discord. Cleaned up a little bit, streamlined a little bit. Some of the channels merged, and especially the Community Standards channel got a great deal condensed. And yeah, fun stuff here for our first session of Dragonlance and our first session here this week. We'll be off tomorrow and then back Sunday morning for Sunday G1. They are still in the Red Hold on Enemir's Moon of Isilia. Catch you 10 a.m. Pacific to 1 p.m. Hope you all have a great weekend. Catch you next time. Are you with us?
Boy. With that said, it is just shy of 1 a.m. I'm headed to bed.
It's 12:40 in the morning. I am done. Too old.
Literally, I have a sick 5-year-old and a sick pregnant woman to deal with in the morning, so I am hitting the hay.
I was gonna say,
Y'all
why are you
have
still
a good
talking?
night.
Get out of here.
God be with you, sir.
Trying to be nice, okay? I'm trying to lead up to it. Fine then, I'm going. Goodbye.
Have a good night.
Okay, bye.
Bye, y'all. Thanks, Daniel.
Thank you.